I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com show, a weekly geek news podcast that is a part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other awesome geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 470 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Sunday, December 12th, 2021. I am Chris. Joining me today, we've got the usual band of misfits plus some more, but let's start with the usual misfits, and we'll go first with Mr. Willie D. Nelson.
Hey, it's me. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Willie. Glad you're here today. We'll introduce next Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Who couldn't find his mute button, because it's that type of morning.
Don't worry, that gets edited out with the truncate silence feature.
All right. That's what we do today.
I hate that thing.
And we did promise we've got a guest here
coffee
today, and Anthony's the one that always hooks up our guests, brings them on board, so I'm going to toss things over to him to introduce a guest that you all are probably familiar with if you've been listening to this show for a while.
You should be, damn it. Well, it won't be as long as last time, and I actually haven't unpacked the Boxmark Kickstarter, so I couldn't put up issue 2 like I wanted to. But what I will tell you is that he is the writer who brought us the one and only X01 and the rock solid Steelbox. He is the man. He is Shawn Pryor.
Yo, thanks so much, Anthony. Thanks so much for having me on, y'all. I appreciate it, man. That copy of X01, the rock solid Steelbox that you have, that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So it had a preview of X01, and I haven't seen that in almost a decade. Holy cow. Wow.
And Daniel Logan. It's some solid art in an ash can. Like, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, man. Daniel is fantastic. And I really, man, I got to put that on my list of people I want to work with again. Like, I have this long list of folks that I want to collaborate with. And it's just like, well, I need monies. And, I need monies to make that happen. But no, wow, that's a memory. I appreciate that. That made my day.
You're welcome. I was lucky. I actually met him at ECC and got him to do a sketch in my New Warriors convention sketchbook. Yeah. And he drew a fucking mean as fuck Night Thrasher.
Yeah, man. Daniel is fantastic. He's hella dope. He is hella dope. Yes.
Agreed.
Awkward silence.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit here and talk. Just think about
It's awkward because you make it awkward.
It makes it funny by making it awkward.
Pregnant pause.
Well, I'm gonna have to blame Willie for that if the pause is pregnant.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. We done gone from tugboat to pregnant pauses.
That's why you all need to watch the pre-show.
The X01 and the rock solid Steelbox.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. That X01 and the rock solid Steelbox was my first professional. Was my first professional comic. It was a graphic novel, about 108 pages. It was me, Adam Bezanyotti, Daniel J. Logan. And man, like it was just like a throwback and a tribute to 80s sci-fi stories and 80s cartoons, and it's also, and it's at no fault of ours. It was also like the worst selling graphic novel that the publisher that published it at that time ever had. And there's a long story behind that too, but the thing is that I still love that story, and I love that comic. And Daniel just killed it on the artwork. Like he made that stuff. He made that book shine through and through. So yeah, but no, like it's good to be here. It's good, talking with y'all again. I know last time I was here, I was talking about the Ignition Kickstarter for issue 2. Back again for issue 3.
Yes.
Because we needs the monies. We broke. Right. We need this money.
Comics ain't free, people.
So
what about free comic book day?
Free comic book.
Someone's
day?
paying for those.
For those.
Right.
Stores
don't
pay
for those, bro.
Free.
Ain't nothing free, bro. Somebody paying something somewhere, bro. Somebody paying something somewhere. You know that generic ass meat that White Castle got? Somebody paying for that somewhere, bro.
Oh man, I haven't had White Castle in forever.
There are no White Castles around me.
You have no White Castles around there?
Nope.
We ain't got them out in the West either.
I only been to White Castle one time.
I ain't had
And
White
that's
Castle since
when-
I left Illinois.
And that's when all my friends had me drive at like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. down to the Bronx for the first time.
Oh, snap.
And yeah, I was like, oh, there's bulletproof glass all over the place. The hell?
Oh, well, look at it like this. Like, I haven't had White Castle probably in 20-something years, but you have all saved your colons, you know,
That's true.
a world of hurt.
Don't be assuming things.
Okay.
He did damage other ways.
Okay, fair.
I did willingly
That's
eat a
weird.
Crystal Burger at one point in time too, which is probably just as bad.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Hey,
I think
hey,
those are around,
no.
but I've never had. Well, I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever had a crystal.
They were
want-
all over in Bama when I lived
Yeah,
down there.
If you want to clean out your colon, Crystal will do it for you, dog. For real. Like,
Nah,
no
that's Taco
question.
Bell.
But that too. Fourth meal always gets you every
That's
time.
everywhere.
But no. Just like, you know, Anthony said, hey, you want to come back on the show to talk about the the Kickstarter for the double-size issue of Ignition 3. It's the final issue, 56 pages altogether, trying to raise $8,000 for it. Ignition's created by me, with Jenna Wright, Kelly Guillory. We've also added colorist Christina Pogue to the project. Ignition logo by Jay Reed. It's an action-packed story. It's about a disgraced race car driver turned transporter by the name of Jamel Reed, who ends up taking on a client that needs to get from Dayton, Ohio to Las Vegas in about 28 hours or so, to drop off some precious cargo. But once that adventure starts, it just kicks off into high octane levels of mystery, intrigue, science fiction, and more. And if you want to know more about Ignition, you can go to theignitioncomic.com, and it will take you straight to the Kickstarter page. Once again, ignitioncomic.com. It will take you straight to the Kickstarter page, and you can pledge on the project. We're trying to raise $8,000. As of this recording right now, we are sitting at 72%, and we need to get to 100 because we need this paper in order to finish this project. So by all means, please, theignitioncomic.com, or you can go to kickstarter.com, type Ignition in the search header, and you can find it that way too.
It will also be in our show notes for this episode, so when it publishes on the podcast website and on YouTube, they'll be there. And I will have this podcast published probably by tomorrow, so that we make sure it's out in time for before any deadlines. I was trying to push the back button while you were chatting with us, but then I realized that my Kickstarter account has my old credit card number on it from the one that got compromised. So I was sitting there, I was like, damn, I don't have my credit card. I can't do it while Sean's on the line.
Well, some of us have already backed the project, and some of us had to buy 2 covers, you bastard.
Oh, sorry about that, homie. Like, look, I love variant covers, man. Like, I love doing variant covers because it gives me the opportunity to work with artists that, like, I feel that either are on the verge of breaking out, or artists that are like already, superstars, you know what I mean? And like, I just like giving people opportunities, and, and being able to throw some bread their way. So, being able to get covers by Kelly Guillory, and Jamie Noguchi, and Ebony Metal, and Chris Jones, Martheus Wade, Ray Anthony Height. And I know a lot of y'all know Ray Anthony Height because he's done a lot of work with Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, a bunch of other companies too. Let's see here. Also, Melissa Capriglione and Alex Reese. So to be able to get really cool covers from them is fantastic. And so if you never got the first issue of Ignition, or if you didn't get the second, you can get it in this Kickstarter too. Because we got like a third printing of issue 1, a second printing of issue 2. Those have, like I said, new covers. And like I said, we got like 6 different variants for issue 3. So yeah, like, it's a blast. It's a blast. Like, I love being able to tell stories, and like, doing this independently, and being on this journey that I'm on right now. It's awesome. So yeah, I didn't mean to take all your money, Anthony. I apologize. I apologize for taking all your bread, fam.
I'm
You know.
pretty sure when you
for
get
that.
when you get a Toshigawa cover and a Midnight Tiger cover, I ain't got a choice. You got Martheus in there, and you got Ray Anthony Height. If I get one and don't buy the other, they gonna come for me.
I understand, fam. I understand. Trust me. I understand.
If I get a Ray Anthony Height cover and I don't buy a Martheus cover, he gonna send me a can of beans.
Not only will he send you a can of beans, he will also send you a crusty sock. Okay, check this out. I got a story to tell. Okay,
so I know about the beans. What's with the crusty sock?
Okay. Like Willie's face is cracking me up. Okay, so all right, here's the story. Okay, so one year, this is about a decade ago. Like, look at Willie's face.
I had to put it on full screen for a second. I'm sorry.
So, all right, so this is what happened. So one year, because like I've known Martheus for like 14 years, and we're like brothers. We are like brothers. And so I was so I was like, yo, man, I'm sending your family some Christmas gifts. And like, you know, we always joke, we always play around with each other. So like, you know, I packed up the gifts, sent them out, and Martheus was like, all right, man, cool, I'm gonna send you something. And so like he had boxed up a gift. It was like in a box about like, you know, yay big. And I was like, oh man, that's nice, man. He sent me something. He didn't have to do that. And like, he had sent me like a couple of DVDs, which was cool. But the thing was that the box was a little too big. So like, he wanted to put some cushioning in there. So he took like an old sock, wrapped it up in saran wrap, and like just shoved it in there for extra padding. And to this day, he's like, man, I ain't putting no sock in there. I'm like, bruh, I had the sock. It was in the box. I took a picture of it and said, that wasn't me. I ain't send you that sock. You did that yourself. And I'm like, why would I put? And I was like, you know what? I'm not arguing with you about this. I'm not arguing with you about this, man. And then he took that and started telling everybody I sent him nasty socks wrapped up in saran wrap. And I'm like, how I'm going to do that? Why? I sent your whole family gifts. And you're going to sit here and tell me that you telling everybody I sent you nasty socks.
Why'd you send him a nasty sock?
I ain't sent him no nasty sock. So
why'd you saran wrap it?
I don't know why he saran
Why?
Yeah.
Like,
wait, hold on.
I've got artwork and envelope from him. He does always try to overpackage things.
I have questions here. How did you know it was crusty? Did you unwrap it?
No, it just like, yo, man, it just like it was wrapped in saran wrap, and so you get that crunchy sound from the saran wrap, and it was just weird. Like it was just a dirty sock.
That's
like
it wasn't even washed.
I don't know. Like, just, you know, sometimes sometimes you get the sock so dirty from walking around in it, even if you wash it, it's still dirty. Yeah. Like it was like that. You know, Marthea's gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna get so many text messages. So text messages. You know,
hopefully one of them is the answers.
You might actually get a box with another sock in it at this point.
Yeah, at this point,
that's true. It's the time of year.
He might just drive up to my house and just throw a sock right at my door and be like, "I hate you."
You get a raw sock this time, it ain't gonna be wrapped.
It's gonna come right off his foot and into your door.
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
Followed up with a roundhouse kick because that man does know martial arts. So
actually, no, worse. Anakin's a teenager now. He'll get you a teenage boy sock and throw that at the door.
Yeah,
that's the nastiest thing in the world.
Yeah, and his son also knows martial arts. See, so I only take the joke so far. That whole family can fight. Okay,
that's true. That's a family not to fuck with. The ways will beat your ass.
Exactly. Like
I love the spar.
You know, you do not mess with a family of Stay Ready All-Stars. Okay.
Yep.
Stay Ready All-Stars are the most dangerous people on the face of the planet. Period. Because they are always ready. You know, always. Stay Ready.
It's a family that named their kid Darth Vader Jr. Basically.
Exactly.
They ain't fucking around.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, at any moment they can incite violence. I'm like, why would I fuck with you?
Do I hear younglings? Not for long.
Anakin will take them out.
Yep. Kick right to the face.
Oh my god, I love when they showed Attack of the Clones on Cartoon Network. They kept that scene in. You got the scene where it goes choo, and yet Cartoon Network right there in the bottom corner.
Oh yeah. When Revenge of the Sith dropped on Cartoon Network, they was like, hey man, look, man, you got to learn, man. War is violent. And I will, to this day, the two things about Revenge of the Sith, that scene right there, and because like the little kid's just like Master, what's going on? And like Anakin's just like, let me lay up this blade, and the look on that child's face, like, excuse me, and then,
I'm gonna die,
right? and then when like when Obi-Wan sees like the hologram clip of like Anakin just like killing kids, just like what, and you can only see it from afar, but you see Anakin like swinging that blade, swinging that lightsaber like he was whipping kids. And I was just like, man, y'all done pissed off Lucas so much.
Cutting toddlers in half.
Yeah, man.
Well, I understand little Billy because he was a jerk. But really, Tina? Why Tina?
Yeah, man. All of them had to go. All of them. All of them. We gonna kill all them kids.
Yep.
Like-
Especially Billy. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Come on,
he picked a
man.
fight with his boss. He redeemed himself. He murdered children.
Children.
And then
And
Obi-Wan
Luke
gives that
Skywalker's
weapon
over
to
there
Luke.
playing with it when he's a kid. Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. Then Luke gets the weapon that genocided the Jedi because his father would have wanted him to have it.
Yep. Because your father would have wanted you to have this blade. He killed so many children.
Just in
with
case you want to massacre some
Merry
younglings too.
Christmas.
Which, hey, we know you'll try in episode 8.
You see, the face he made when he killed those kids, it kind of looked like he was wearing that crusty sock.
Thank you for bringing it all back together.
There you go. He
Willie.
brought it
See.
back. He brought it back.
It all comes back to
I mean, just imagine you wearing a crusty sock. You want to kill some kids too,
yeah,
True.
yeah.
especially if it got sent to you and you had to wear it. Like, why would you do that? Why?
It was it was wrapped in Saran wrap. I will never forget that. I will never forget that. All the things used for padding. You know, you got paper, you got newspaper, you got grocery bags. Man was like, I love you, but I hate you. So I'm just gonna wrap up this sock in Saran
the
wrap.
sock.
and just
Yeah,
shove it in.
everyone has a drawer full of grocery bags.
I guess that's what happens when you lose the matching set for the socks. He's only got one
Yes.
left. Might as well get rid of it by using his
Yep.
packing material.
Yep. Here you go, fam. Here you go. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
This sock.
Here's a sock.
Hey, look, all it took was a sock to free Dobby. Maybe it was a Harry Potter reference we're not catching. Who knows?
Wait. Was it just a single sock or was it a pair?
It was a
No,
single
it was
sock.
A single sock.
Yeah.
It was a single sock wrapped up in Saran wrap.
Where's the other one?
I don't want to know.
It's gone.
I do.
That's
I'm
what
intrigued.
happened here. He lost the other sock, so he used it as shipping material then.
Did he lose it?
Maybe this is like
Or
the
is it
Wonder
part
Twin
of a
powers.
plan?
Wonder
A
Twin
long
socks
con, if
activate.
you will.
Like, no,
The long con.
I just had to let it go, fam. I just had to let it go. I took a picture of it, sent it to him. I was like, "You wrong for that, bro."
You told the whole story to everybody right now. What do you let it go? Hey, not let go here.
No, that is true. We talking about it, so yeah, it is obvious. I have not let it go at all.
I can't blame you. I wouldn't blame you. Why would you let it go?
Hey, Willie, can you send me your new address after the show? I got a Christmas present for
It's,
you.
shoot, if I knew it off the top of my head, I'd tell you.
Don't say it while we're on the air.
I don't care what you gonna do.
Don't
Oh, if
dox
he gets
yourself
swatted.
on the internet.
It's
You get swatted.
Yeah.
3127. Go
Don't
fuck yourself.
swat people.
That's his address.
Oh Lord.
No, it's Branderwood. You figure out where and what number
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
and what zip code.
if I got lazy, if I got inclined enough, I could probably look through public tax records and figure it out. But I'm lazy.
Oh, I have a landowner or a landlord. Haha, it's on his name.
But do you pay property taxes on your vehicle?
No,
I like the pause. I like the
we
pause.
don't tell the government that.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Don't worry. The government's not listening.
Yeah, I don't think IRS.gov is listening
The
to us
government
right
always listens. What are you talking about? My phone, it could be turned powered off and they can still listen.
No, Google's listening. The government's not listening. Google's listening.
And we
y'all
know that-
spilling-
It pays for their analytics.
now. And
y'all,
we know,
y'all spilling all of Willie Nelson's secrets right now.
right?
All of them.
Yep.
We also know the Chinese aren't listening because we're banned there, so we're good.
That's right. Banned in China.
Oh, no, we could be banned. Someone's getting paid to listen to make sure, for the greater good.
No,
That could be
we're an
true.
explicit podcast. We're automatically banned in China.
Well, they have every person has a secret, a secret service person who's watching them, making sure, seeing what they do.
I don't think
They
there's...
give you high fives when you lose your dry spell.
What?
You heard me.
I don't.
I don't know what Willie's talking about.
We're
Birds
going
aren't real.
forward. We're moving forward. We are moving forward.
Willie, are you trying to pitch us your screenplay right now or something?
Oh, I should write this down.
Because you're going to
About
forget if
birds
you
not
don't.
being real.
Oh, birds aren't real. They're a government conspiracy. They're about cameras that float. That they learn mechanical things. They gave the power of flight, and eyes are cameras. Don't you know this? Haven't you seen this?
No, I've not seen.
Well, you really know this is a real thing. People tend to believe birds
Yeah.
aren't real. I mean, does anyone really believe it? I don't know. Do flat earthers really believe the Earth's flat?
Yes.
Yo, man, listen, cocaine and ignorance make people do a lot of ignorant ass things, my friend.
This is true.
In the words
is
of
true.
one Rick James, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It truly,
Yep.
it truly,
Yes,
it
indeed.
truly is. But
I'm gonna sleep
speaking of
good.
speaking of Kickstarter stuff, did y'all get y'all's packages though? Did y'all get y'all stuff from like Ignition 1
Yes.
and number 2 and whatnot?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. And the Fire Within, y'all got y'all's Kickstarters for
Yep.
that too, right? Okay, cool. Because like,
Yeah, that miniature hardcover was just gorgeous.
It really
Cool.
was. It's sitting up on my
Awesome.
bookshelf, actually.
oh, awesome. Thank you. The only reason why I asked that is because like fulfillment, getting all that stuff fulfilled this year was that was a lot. You know, it was. It
Yeah.
really was, like, with the constant flux of shipping costs and also
Oh,
making
man.
sure that to have proper supplies, and then like, you know, printing issues, and then like everything else, and getting all of that corralled, and then okay, we got to ship this stuff in like segments. It's like, okay, 40 packages gone. Okay, it's 2 days later, okay, another 40 gone. Another 3 days later, okay, we got 15 gone. And like to constantly get that out, and like and I think like, and I also, as of late, I've had a couple of people from the first Ignition project and the second one, you know, finally fill in their information. And so like I'm going
Their
back.
surveys were still pending.
Yeah, their surveys are still
Wow.
pending. Yeah. Oh yeah. And that happens because it's life.
Yeah.
It's life.
Yeah.
Here's a perfect example. 2 months ago, I got a survey for the Cash and Carry Book 2 Kickstarter. 2 months ago. That Kickstarter ended, like, wasn't it back in like 2016?
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 years ago.
It's been a
Yeah.
while.
6 years ago.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I know.
whoever's
I got my you know, my bookmarks and all my stickers. Yeah.
yeah.
Statute of limitations on this stuff, my man.
So like if I got the books, I'm like, okay, we can fulfill this easy. Come on, let's just shove this stuff in, label it, boop, you know, and let it go. But otherwise, it's been a while. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
so yeah, but like that happens, you know, and that happens. And so like a lot of times, like fulfillment, especially like if you're doing it yourself and you're not going through like a third party company to handle your fulfillment, you know, it could be a beast, you know. And because like a lot of times people will be like, well, why do you need $8,000 to, you know, print a 56-page book? And I'm like, well, there's production costs. You know, I gotta make sure the artist gets paid. I gotta make sure Kelly gets paid. I gotta make sure that Christina gets paid. You know, then there's printing costs, because the book is printed in the States. You know, it's printed digitally. It's a 56-page book, so more than likely it's going to be square bound. So that's going to cost, you know, it costs a little bit more than like your average standard just stapled book. You know, then like there's the additional things like, you know, magnets, you know, and mini posters, and you know, and once we get to, like, say for instance, we got to 4,000 when we got to 50% funded. Now every physical backer gets a bookmark. When we get to 8,000, which is our goal, everybody gets a trading card sheet. Okay, so like there's printing costs there, and then there's packaging, and then there's stuff like tape, and then there's shipping costs, and you know, and then there's like overseas shipping costs, because like only ship to like 2 or 3 places overseas, and technically Canada isn't overseas because Canada is America's hat. Okay, but shout out to my Canadian peeps, you know, and so you know, so like Canada, it's a little bit more expensive. Ship to Australia, it's expensive. And like I think 1 or 2 other spots, like the UK, and I also ship to the UK, and that's a little pricey too, especially with like Louis DeJoy messing up the United States Postal Service. So it makes it all complicated, but it can be handled and it can be done. Just sometimes it takes time. So like that's why, like, if I ask for 8,000, I'm like, yeah, this is what it's covering. It's covering all this stuff, and so like, I know, like, as of this recording, we got 1 week to go. This ends Sunday, December 19th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And so, you know, I'm hoping we can get to 8,000. I feel that we will. Like, you know, like I said, we're 72% funded right now, and I feel that we can get there. We can get that last 28%, and I just got to continue to hustle. And like, that's the wild thing about crowdfunding, because, like, you know, these times are different. We in a pandemic. Pandemic ain't left. It's still here, like, hello.
Yep.
And you know, it ain't left us. And dealing with that, you know, also dealing with the fact that like a lot of cats ain't got money right now. Plus it's the holiday season, and I was concerned about that. But the thing is other cats on Kickstarter and Indiegogo and whatever crowdfunding source you use, they got stuff popping off right now too. So it's like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So let's just go ahead and go, And so, but like, you fight, you're fighting for money, plus it's the holiday season, folks got a Christmas shop. And, but at the same time, like, because people are like, well, why didn't you just do issue 3? And, why didn't you? Because like originally it's supposed to be issue 3, then issue 4. And I was like, you know what? I was like, let's just end it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like, let's just go out with a bang and let's just get this done. And, drag this out for like another 4 or 5 months to do another Kickstarter. It's like, no, let's just get it done. And so yeah, and then next year, we'll fulfill this sometime in May. We'll get everything shipped out, and and then I'll still be doing other stuff. Writing kids books for Capstone, or like I got a book deal this year for a graphic novel with artist Courtney Hawn. I'm working on that right now, and we're writing individual projects. I'm talking with a few comic book publishers. Because that's something I didn't think I would be doing. I really thought, in all sincerity, even though I do comics, I thought I would be finished with like the comic book business. But there are a couple comic book publishers that reached out and they're interested in talking and having me pitch stuff to them. And so, yeah, man, it's like I spent like the last like 2.5 years like on this new journey, and like honestly, man, it's been dope amidst all this chaos that surrounds us right now. You know what I mean? But I just got that booster shot. I got 5G right now. I got 5G. I get good reception in my right ear. You know what I mean? And and like I got all the Game Gear cheat codes are now installed inside my heart. So when I touch my NES, like, hey man, I'm good. I don't need no Game Shark no more. I'm good. Don't need no Game Shark, no Game Genie. I'm good. Man, so
I miss my Game Genie.
Game Genie was dope. I love the Game Genie and the Game Shark. I thought that stuff was so dope as a teenager. I'm like, man, that y'all helping us cheat. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
Back in the day when there was cheat codes.
Yeah, back when you needed them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, hey man, how am I supposed to finish Contra with three lives?
Exactly. They kept the arcade mentality and brought it home. You can't do that.
How the hell am I supposed to beat Ninja Turtles and you can't pass this swimming level?
Right.
Oh, that was
worst
terrible.
Level. Why are water levels the worst levels ever? And why can't turtles swim? They're fucking turtles.
Oh no, they could swim. They just get electrocuted by whatever purple seaweed that was under there.
Right. And not only that, but like you had a specific time limit.
Mm-hmm.
To like get that whole stage done. Plus, like, the turtle will run out of breath. I'm like, wait a minute, now hold on. I thought they was turtles. Shouldn't they be able to get out of water for like a long period of time?
Actually, the biggest problem with that is, what were those enemies? What? They weren't from the comics. They weren't from the show. What were they? What fireman over here?
Bad video game. That's what they were.
Like,
they were a bad video game.
Hey, but I still played the living daylights out.
Oh yeah.
Because for the simple fact, it was, this is all we have. And it's also a thing of, and this is something that like this era and generation of media and video games don't have to worry about. Like when we was kids, it was like, well, they didn't get that right, but they got that right. Mm-hmm. So, so like it was this give and take. It's like, okay, you gave me at least a little bit of what I know I've seen before. I don't know what this is, but I'll accept it because at least I got this over here. You know what I mean?
And that's X-Men showed up in Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, and it's like, awesome, we got the X-Men. Why is Wolverine Australian?
Right.
Well,
give and take.
Because Hugh Jackman, he's still Australian.
That's true. Valid.
Yeah, he stayed Australian.
So yeah, but like it's just you just got what you got. You got what you got, and you just accepted it, and you hope to just see it again, maybe, hopefully. So yeah, but no, man, like those NES games are tough. Like I have a little emulator, and I'll play like an NES game every now and then. Like I played Jackal, the game with like the military jeep, where like it only shoots like one direction. You got the rocket launcher, you got the little machine gun. I remember playing that at the arcade, and like you would always play 2 players. You never play 1 player with Jackal because you're gonna lose your lives real quick. But 2 players, y'all can advance and move up, no problem. Man, I played the NES version a couple of days ago, and I was just like, man, I really fucking hate this game. I'm like, this is supposed to be the easy level, fam. This is supposed to be the easy level. And like, I'm like, how come I can't finish the first level anymore? I'm like, and that's the weird thing, like playing like games like on your Xbox, your PlayStation, you do your thing. But then you go back to the old stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be easy. Why is it not easy anymore? It's like
they didn't make it easy.
because you're right, they didn't make it easy. They never made it easy.
They kept that arcade mentality, even though you're at home and you can't put in quarters. But they kept that mentality in there, and it's like, why? Who thought this was a good idea?
Right, and they only gave you X amount of continues on some games.
I love saves in games. It made it so much better.
Yes.
That's right. We doing the old man complaining right now. Back in the day, we had to run uphill both ways, and there was a goddamn monkey throwing barrels at me the whole time.
That's
Bachman,
right.
How would you like Ghost of Tsushima if you had to complete it all in one sitting?
That'd be a motherfucker. I also know in the arcade that would be a $4 game.
Yes.
That wouldn't be no 50-cent game.
For a life.
Yeah. They're like, you better put 4 ones in. We're gonna let you live one life.
Mhm.
Good luck.
What you're describing here for those old games is exactly why I love me my Game Genie and the Game Shark and stuff like that. Just be like,
That's true,
plug
yep.
this game in. Let me open this book. Okay, Mario Brothers. Here's this cheat code. There we go.
Yep. And I got 99 lives. Let's rock and roll.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like,
Oh my god! I was playing Mario Party one time, and I was like, I got 99 coins, but a star ain't one.
I just remember back in the day, because like, you know, a lot of those NES games, even with the ones with batteries in them,
Ooh,
you know, they may let you save up to a point. Or they, you know, like say for instance playing Tecmo Super Bowl, it's like, okay, I can play like a season, I can get through week 6. Okay, you know what, I'm turning it off and I can come back, finish my season. But like, you know, tons of NES games and Sega Genesis games are not like that. So it's like, okay, I'm playing this game, I've gotten this far, I have to pause it and turn off my TV and leave because I got something to do, you know, and then I come back, I unpause and I continue to play, you know, and then I'm like, well, I got to pause and turn it off because I don't turn off the system. I'm like, whatever, like, hey, don't touch the Nintendo or whatever. Don't touch it. You come home, somebody done turned it off.
yeah,
Worst thing was
start
coming home
over.
from school and mom being like, hey, I turned the Nintendo off. You left it on. You're like, no!
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
I'm
And
on
I
the
turned off-
third level of Darkwing Duck.
I turned off the TV so it wouldn't burn in the retina, it wouldn't burn
Darkwing
in the
Duck was a great
CRT
game.
and ruin the boob tube.
Yep. No, just get gaffled. Just get gaffled.
I mean,
Man,
I guess that's the good thing with some of the modern tech we've got for playing those older games now is you can basically just take a snapshot of where you are and
Yep.
turn it off and reload the snapshot. Like even Nintendo baked it in to the Switch Online games you can play on there. And anyone
nice.
who's been playing ROMs for ages has been able to do that before too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I love like playing like the actual arcade ROMs, like because like, you know, not everything got converted over to like, you know, home gaming consoles. And so like I love playing like those old school arcade games like Moon Patrol and Scramble. And Scramble was weird because like it was basically that was your precursor to Zaxxon and like all of your like spaceship shooters and whatnot. And then I think there's this joint called I think it was called Venture, where you had a spaceship that could fire 4 ways at once. So like your panel, your control panel at the arcade, you have your joystick, and then you have 4 buttons, and literally it was like shoot up, shoot down, shoot left, shoot right, and like literally you're taking your three fingers and your thumb, and you're just like pounding like
Spam it
everything at once while you're trying to fly.
Nice.
And like, man, like that stuff was just great. It was just absolutely great. So yeah, man, like I don't really get the time to like play video games as much as like that one time I was on here and I showed y'all like all these like
Stack of games.
PS2
Yeah.
and like stack of games. Like I got another stack right here because I keep finding them cheap, you know, because that's what I do, you know. So it's like, hey man, I can finally play NFL Street. Like I never played NFL Street.
That's pretty
I ain't
fun
never
actually.
played that before,
It's really fun.
you know?
I played that one in the arcade.
Oh, word? Okay,
Yeah,
bet. See,
That was a fun arcade game.
you know, and like, oh, look, here's Star Wars Angry Birds. You know what I mean? It's just like, but it was $1. So I'm like, of course I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
You know, of
Nothing
course.
wrong with a dollar game.
Yeah, dollar game can't hurt you. You know what I mean? And so it's like, oh, weird. It's like, here, like, Fight Night Champion. Like,
Nice.
I can't box.
Holds
I
up.
can't box.
It's a good game.
Whoa, where's Ready to Rumble?
I've been trying to find Ready to Rumble. I've been trying.
1 or 2?
I want the one with Michael Jackson in it. Because, like, I think that was 2. I think that was
think
2.
so.
I never played them because I didn't have a Dreamcast, but I think they did go to PS2 as well.
Yeah, they did go to
At least the
PS2.
second one did.
Oh yeah, and like a friend of mine gave me like a 360 copy of Bayonetta. So like
Nice.
I never played Bayonetta before. So
It's a pretty game. It actually is very pretty.
okay, cool.
Too
Cool.
bad the sequels. Is the sequel also on Switch or is it just Wii U?
It's on Switch. It's a Switch exclusive
Okay.
now. You could
I
buy
thought it
a
was on
2-pack.
Wii U.
You could buy a 2-pack that was Bayonetta 1 and 2. And I think it gave it to you, or was it 2 and 3 that they did that with? I don't know.
There's a 3.
I don't know. I'm getting myself
2.
confused.
The Michael Jackson playthroughs on YouTube say they're from Ready to Rumble 2.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to find a copy of Ready to Rumble 2. So
Be careful with that, because I'm still looking for a Wii game. That thing's like up to $250.
Really?
Piracy. I don't give a damn at this point. I want piracy that one game.
This is like
I don't care. Just the one.
just a quick administrative note. This is 3 weeks in a row that Willie's bitched about this Wii game.
It's true. It's true.
It's pissing me off.
Trust me, I feel you. It's like when I told y'all about like the hustle I had to do to get a copy of Def Jam Fight for New York for Xbox.
Oh, it's an awesome
Is
game.
that the first one or second one?
Okay, it was Def Jam Fight for New York, then it was Def Jam Vendetta, and then there was Icon. We don't talk about Icon.
yeah.
Icon was trash.
Although they did have a good idea with like the whole background was like thumping to the music with
Right.
it. That was a good idea.
That was a good
Yeah.
idea. Rest of the game, trash. but like for
Pantsu in the chat room says 3 isn't out yet, so I'm not sure which game he's referring to.
Bayonetta. I must have misspoken.
Bayonetta.
Yeah, if I
Okay.
could have a game where Red Band's just stomping a motherfucker in the nuts, why not?
like what I loved about like the hustle I had to do in the beginning of the pandemic to get Def Jam Fight for New York. So I remember I was looking for it and like literally the average price was like 120, 150, and 200. Okay. And it didn't matter if it was for Xbox or for PS2, right? Well, this one dude in Canada just had the disc and it was clean. Had the disc and he was like $45. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me bid on it. So I did. And then but then like I was like, okay, well I need the case and I need the instruction manual. And there was a dude that had the case and the instruction manual for like 15. So I put a bid on it and I got it. So like literally like I paid $60 instead of paying $150, $200.
Just get it piecemeal.
To piecemeal it together. Now I was at like because we got like a bunch of like local like video game and like toy collectible shops here in Lexington, and I was just out and about and I was at this one shop not too far, and like I'm just like looking and they had like all their PS2 games on the wall and some other stuff, but I didn't really see anything I wanted. But then like he had a case up front, and I looked down and there was Def Jam Vendetta for PS2. And he had it because I had a coupon because this was right after like a convention, and like they were passing out coupons. They were like basically like 20% off of any purchase, and like they had Vendetta for like 55, but I'm like 20% off. I'm like, well, that's not bad. So I went ahead and I got that copy of Vendetta for PS2. So I'm like, okay, I have the 2 games I want. They're on separate systems. Don't care. It's fine. Because I don't have time to like go find like all the ISO files online and then like get the emulators running and all that. I don't have time. So just give me the discs. I can pop them in the systems. As long as the systems are running, we good. I can scrap and I can have a good time. But yeah, man, like the pandemic changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
How we collect stuff. Prices went up on everything. Like and it's absolutely wild. Like. Folks out here fighting for like the final version of NCAA college football. It was like NCAA 2K14.
Yeah, the last one is 2K14. Yeah,
they still fighting over that.
Yep.
Dog. They still fighting
For good reason.
Like it's wild to me. Like it is absolutely wild.
it's crazy to me because I watch some YouTube channels. There's folks that are just like game hunters and stuff like that, and it's all about flipping games, buying games for cheap and stuff like that, and finding things. And some of the stuff they find. You're like, how is that worth that much? And you're like, oh, I guess things have changed, though, because it's not as simple as go to your local GameStop and find this for $1 because they've stopped carrying these kind of consoles and stuff like that. So now it's the secondary market blowing up and going crazy. But
yeah. And then there's those cats that like do the videos where like they go to like the pawn shop, the Goodwill to sell fine stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? I mean, if I go to my Goodwill, if I go to my Goodwill, Salvation Army pawn shop, they don't have none of that stuff. I'm like, how y'all finding copies of Metroid Dread, Metroid Prime for like GameCube or whatever? I'm like, how? How, Sway? How?
Yeah, ain't nobody turning those games in at my local thrift stores.
I remember I got my copy of my Metroid Prime from Best Buy. I even got a little carrying case for all the little games.
Nice. Yeah.
I think I was like a little small one for the little small GameCube games.
And to get my copy of Infamous 2, I had to do what Sean did, where that was one that was up on Amazon, and people wanted like $300 for the collector's edition. Because that's the one that came with a Jim Lee comic book, and it came with a statue of Cole McGrath. It came with the bag. And it's like, man, I want that game. But there's no fucking way I'm paying $300, $350, $400 at some points on Amazon for it. It's like, I'll wait. I'll keep watching. Yeah. And I saw one on eBay one time, and the dude had said there was a damaged box, and the starting bid was $45. And I was like, man, I might be paying $45 for an empty box right now. What the hell? I'll take a shot. And like, there was still, at that time, there were ones on eBay going for $200. Because people wanted that statue, and people wanted that the messenger bag because they could wear it for cosplay. Because like, it's a full size messenger bag.
Yeah, I had it.
Mm-hmm.
Sucker showed up for $45, and literally like someone had put the box on a shelf and like slid it, and it had scratched the bottom. That was all that was wrong with it.
What?
The box itself was.
You
when
scored.
You looked at it, you couldn't see anything wrong. But people were like, "Oh, it says damaged box. It's probably just a box with the old brick in it." Because you never know on eBay, motherfuckers is shiesty.
Right,
Dude was completely honest. He's like, no, everything's in there. It wasn't sealed, like the box had been opened, but like the statue was still sealed in plastic. The messenger bag was still sealed in plastic. The game was still sealed in plastic. It was all brand new. Box was scratched, and it wasn't even scratched where you could see it. I was like, this is amazing. Yeah, but just got lucky.
Yeah, that's a good score.
I took 2 days off for that game.
Infamous games are badass.
Oh, that second one is a lot better. It was a much better improvement.
Like I kind of miss those days of like, especially when we were a little younger, where we would get a game and be like, you know what, I'm gonna take time off of work, and you know, and then say for instance, if that time coincided with you also having that weekend off, depending if you work retail or not, it's like, well, wow, I could take Thursday and Friday off. Then I got 4 days. Oh, let's go. We go play this all weekend. Let's go. Yep. Let's go. Like, I miss that. I can, and like your friends come through, y'all order pizza, y'all just play games and just like chill. I remember we had a friend when the PlayStation first came out, and he had a friend that worked at an electronics boutique. And now we taking it back.
We're dating ourselves right there.
Yes. And so he had a friend that worked at EB, so like he held a PlayStation for him. And so he got the PlayStation, and like he got like the first wave of games, and like we're sitting here playing like Battle Arena Toshinden, and like we thought that was the greatest thing ever, and then Tekken showed up, and we was like, yo, Toshinden's trash, Toshinden's terrible, Tekken's where it's at, Tekken is where it's at. And so and being able to like just be there as a group of friends and like play this stuff for like the first time ever, and was absolutely just, it was wild. Like it was just such a shared experience, you know what I mean? Like this is before the era of like where you'd be able to like multiplayer, and if you had the multiplayer, like say for instance via PC, yeah, you had a bunch of friends bring their computers over and network them together, like on a shared network together, and play that
LAN party, baby, LAN party.
Did you also have the same kind of weekend with the I'm just going by memory, I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, Star Wars Masters of the Terrace
Kasi?
Oh, yo, okay, quick story about it.
Terrible game.
So like I used to work at Comp USA, and me and a bunch of friends, we worked together at Comp USA, and like we all made a bunch of friends there. So one of my homies, Mark, we will like go over to his house after work, and like on a Saturday night, we'd be done around 9 o'clock, and we just go over to his house, and he had like a couple computers set up, so we could like LAN party like StarCraft, and like some other stuff, Command and Conquer.
Yeah, StarCraft, because you could spawn games. You only had to own one copy of the game, and you could spawn them on other computers. It was great.
Yes, it was fantastic. And so then, but like he also had a PS1, and he also had a 3DO. Okay, so but I remember the day, because CompUSA got one copy of Star Wars Masters of the Terrace Kasi, and Mark went here. He's like, "Yo, I got it. Let's go back to the house after work. We're gonna get some pizza. We're gonna get some tacos, and we go play." I was like, "Oh, bet." So we go to his house. We pop it in, and we start playing. We just like, "What is this?
Yeah.
What? What is this? Is terrible. This is awful." Like that is one of the few games that us as a group of friends, we turned it on and we turned it off within 10 minutes. And like when we play bad games, and and I love bad games. I got a copy of Bad Boys for PS2. I love bad video games.
Oh, you mean the game with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence? Oh, wait, no, it doesn't have either of them.
Yes.
Just like Beverly Hills Cop for the PS2 doesn't have Eddie Murphy in it.
No, it doesn't. Not a lick. And so, like I like bad games, but this one was so bad. It just took us out of it. It just took us out. I was like, nah, man, turn this off. He like the entire run, like he literally told me. I remember him. He sold it. He had a box of his PS2 games forever. I mean PS1 games. He had a box of his PS1 games forever, and he was just like. And I saw him a couple years ago. He was like, I still have that copy. And he was like,
Nice.
I haven't played it since we all decided just to stop.
It's just been collecting dust.
It's just been collecting dust, but like,
I just so happen to have my games here.
Uh-oh.
Tales of Symphonia.
Great
GameCube.
game.
Soul Calibur 2 with Link on it.
oh, nice.
Pikmin. Oh, here goes my copy of Metroid Prime.
Awesome. Yeah, and see, in GameCube stuff is getting harder to
That's
to
tough.
collect now.
GameCube and Wii U are the two toughest things to collect for right now. Because Wii U, there wasn't a ton of it.
No.
Yeah.
You pulled up a copy of Scarface on PS2. Oh my!
Wow.
The world is yours. Yeah, it had a fuck you button in it. It literally pressed the button. Hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Hey, but also one of the greatest Spider-Man games.
Yo,
Yes.
Spider-Man 2 was dope. Spider-Man
was a
2
good
was
one.
fantastic. Oh,
I said one of because that Insomniac one, whoo, is the new champion. I don't care
You're
what.
not wrong.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you,
Sean,
Chris.
have you
I
had a
appreciate
chance?
that.
Have you had a chance to play Amazing or Miles?
I got a chance to play Amazing a little bit. That's really cool. Like, I want to get the Miles Morales game, but like all my friends have told me that like it looks better on PS5 than it does on PS4.
Yeah.
But like I don't have
Saving it.
I don't have the money for PS5, and I really don't have the time. Cause like I got a Series X. I got an Xbox Series X, which
Come on, guys, go for his Kickstarter. He needs to get a PS5. I got your back, Sean.
New stretch goal, 12 grand. Sean gets a PS5.
TheIgnitionComic.com. That's how you support
There you go.
Kickstarter. TheIgnitionComic.com. But like being able to like do the whole backwards compatibility. I know Xbox
Yeah.
put the kibosh on it with the last set,
Mhm.
so I still have my 360 and my regular Xbox. But like I've still been able to play the Series X like once in a blue moon. But like I can't justify spending like $600-700 on something
Yeah.
that like I'm not gonna be able to really play a lot. Now
I
when
get it.
Christmas,
Fair enough.
when the week of Christmas comes, oh, please believe everything's getting put away and I'm just playing games. Like
Yeah.
I'm just playing games and watching movies like all week, because it's time to take a break.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like I got a bunch of games on sale for like dirt cheap because I will never pay for a game brand new, man. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. Like I can't justify that. But like if I can get like 5 games, like 5 brand new games, like for like $50, sure. Like and I got that on the Black Friday sale. It's like I got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, it's an awesome game.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one. We got that. I think everybody here bought that for half off.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, his won't play.
His is
We
broken.
got two lemon discs in a row.
No. I found out the problem.
What's the problem?
Problem is
User
the
error,
disk
you're
drive
putting
of
it
the
upside down?
PS4. The disk drive will play DVDs. It'll play Blu-rays.
Yeah.
It will not read dual layer DVD or Blu-rays.
Oh,
You broke your
It's the
PlayStation.
dual layer Blu-rays. That's the only thing. I put in Skyrim single layer. It will read it. I don't want to play Skyrim, goddammit.
Willie, you got to get yourself a PlayStation 5 so you can play then, is what you're saying.
And I also looked it up yesterday how much it would cost to get that fixed. And yeah, I might as well just wait for PS5. It's
Okay.
over $100.
I'll
It
bet,
ain't
I'll
worth
bet.
Oh
it.
no, that's not worth it,
No.
bro. Like that's
Nah.
not worth it. But no, like I got like a slew of like 5 or 6 Xbox One games for like $50, and also like PS4 Grand Theft Auto, some type of it was like a collector's edition or something like
The
that.
remastered, all that trash that came out.
Yeah, but like basically it ended up being like $8. It ended
Yeah,
up being
there you go.
Yeah.
$8.
You
when it
probably
was
still,
all-
you're probably still getting ripped off with the quality that came with that thing.
Yeah, I heard like I saw I was just like, oh, I was like, well, at least I didn't. At least I paid under $10 for it, so I don't feel bad. Now,
Yeah, you shouldn't feel bad paying under $10 for pretty much anything.
like if I paid 20,
Wow.
I'd have been upset.
So here's where I'll sound like the Microsoft shill, but Game Pass has been great for me who doesn't have a ton of time to game all the time because it's, I haven't played this game. I don't care. It's 4 years old. Hit the download button. I'm ready to go. Plus, also on Wednesday was, Halo. So I started playing the new Halo.
Well, how is
Fair
it?
enough.
The campaign is really fun, but I haven't gotten very far in it. But they gave the Master Chief a grapple hook, so you can basically fly around like Spider-Man now.
Oh shit! All right.
Wait. You don't want to play the
Is he-
multiplayer so you can hear 12-year-olds what they do with your mom?
I played the
Oh.
multiplayer, that was fine, but I prefer. So here's where what I love about Halo was always playing cooperative campaign mode. That was always my favorite thing whenever we got Halo 3 came out. My buddy and I were at the midnight release at GameStop. We raced back to our homes and started playing co-op over Xbox Live with our headsets on, screaming and yelling, having fun. Both of us
Nice.
beat it on Legendary and then took a 2-hour nap to go to class that next day because it was our senior year of college. So it's about 9 a.m. I'm like, dude, we've been up for 9 hours. He's like, I know. I said, I got a class at 11. He goes, I'm in it with you. I was like, oh, shit.
Can I
So-
copy off you?
How about you? Was a motherfucker? I didn't sleep either.
Here's how I'm going to date myself even more. You know what we drank the whole time to stay awake?
Balls.
Halo Game Fuel.
Oh,
The Mountain Dew
Game
Game Fuel.
Wait.
Yeah.
Which Halo was this?
Halo 3. That was when they did the Halo 3
Okay.
Game Fuel that was like
Okay,
bright
I was gonna say,
orange.
It wasn't two.
Yeah.
That wasn't two.
It was Halo 3.
Wasn't balls?
No, it wasn't balls. But
You do know what I'm talking about,
yes, I
right?
do know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But-
I always want to try it, but I never got.
For Halo, that's some of my favorite moments was hanging out with my friends playing the co-op before then we started delving into the multiplayer. I mean, at one point in time when Halo 2 came out, we all hooked our Xboxes up to the local area network in the dormitory and we're all playing just local co-op or local competitive just on the network there. And we had something like 6 different floors of the tower all playing Halo at one point in time together. It was awesome because I lived in a building that was 10 stories tall for my dormitory. So we had like 6 different floors worth of people playing because they had it split so that like levels 1 through 4 were on one subnet that could see each other, and levels 6 through 10 were on a different one. So we were all in levels 6 through 10 and actually ran Cat 5 cable out the window above to drop down to people on the 4th floor so they could play with us.
Nice.
So there's like Cat 5 cable blowing in the wind.
Willie, if I remember correctly from my Navy days, balls tasted like bad Zima.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah,
I've
it
never-
was not good.
That would imply there's
Yeah,
good
I tasted
Zima.
Zima.
Well,
Hey man, look. Sometimes times are tough. You just take what you can take. Dog.
Okay, that's fair.
motherfuckers
Listen, my
drinking White
first
Claw
beer
now. We're
was a
drinking
Smirnoff
Zima 30
Ice.
years
All
ago.
right.
It was the
That's
same
right.
thing.
Smirnoff Ice was my first beer. All right, we
That
don't need to
wasn't.
talk.
That's not
yeah,
beer.
That doesn't count. That wasn't even beer.
Willie, did you get iced is what you're saying?
No, I chose that.
You got iced.
I was a
You got-
dumb
you
19-year-old.
got
All
iced.
right, I drank what was offered.
Did you have to
all
get
right?
down on one knee and
You
chug
didn't
it
drink
because
till
you
were
got iced?
19?
I should have drank it all. To be honest,
Oh.
Well, I mean,
My
legally,
first beer was
he
a
shouldn't
Budweiser,
have,
but I was 10.
you know what? I think I can even tell you when the last time I was drinking. It was New Year's of 2019 to 2020. That was the last time I drank.
I think I had a
Anything.
beer for 4th of July this year because I'm a rebel.
And
Well,
I think I had
hey.
a beer. We went to dinner 2 months ago. So
Hey,
it's been a while.
At least y'all don't drink Aftershock anymore. So
Ooh.
Aftershock. What was Aftershock?
Aftershock was like they quit making Aftershock in 2009, and Aftershock was like it was made by the Jim Beam Group, and it was like basically a liquor shot. It was a shot, and like it came in 5 different flavors. You had red cinnamon, blue cool citrus, spice berries, orange fizzy water, and silver, which was and their version of silver was a combination of apple flavored Aftershock and Red Bull.
Yeah, they were like a weird like offshoot. Like it was a company trying to do their own version of like schnapps, but making it all shots.
Yeah,
So like
Yeah.
Fireball ain't nothing but cinnamon schnapps, but it's been rebranded.
right. Basically,
I mean,
they wanted to like they basically was just like they wanted to compete with that in the Jägermeister crowd, and they were just like, we'll bring this together and kill everyone.
And make it
so-
fruity.
Yes, and it was
Come on, Jaeger.
So, as someone who grew up in Germany, Jägermeister's the shit the Germans export because they don't want to drink it. Let's just
There
leave
you
it.
go.
Hey, it's not that bad.
That sounds about
Grab,
right.
It's
grab the
bad.
bottle out of the freezer, just drink
bad.
straight from
It's
it.
bad.
It's all good.
It's bad.
Woo.
The only time
Hey.
Jaeger's good is if you're having a Jaeger bomb, and that's just because it's a communal group thing.
No, it's
Yeah.
all right. I guess people just don't like licorice flavor because that's all it is. It tastes like fennel.
It tastes like gross. That's what it tastes
It tastes
like.
like fennel is what it tastes like, which is a vegetable.
Tastes like Black Death.
yes.
Black licorice.
No, I got down with Jägermeister during my college days, but
Look.
now, oh God, can't do
All
that.
right.
Panzu's in the
Hey,
chat room and
Yeah,
says,
give me a
wait.
Soko and lime shot.
Hold on a second. Panzu's in the chat room says, I'm German and haven't had Jägermeister since I was like 14.
Yeah. Since he reached the age of reason.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I had Jägermeister since I left the Navy in 02.
If I
So
had a choice of something to drink now if it's alcohol, I wouldn't mind Jaeger. But give me some Soko and lime shots. That's where it's at.
oh, fucking cough syrup? You just gonna drink straight cough syrup?
Hey, the coolest thing I ever did while I was drinking was taking some Everclear, pouring a little bit in
No.
the mouth, and taking a lighter,
No.
blowing a fireball.
You're lucky your face didn't burn off.
Yeah. That's the way to set your head on fire.
worked perfectly.
Why do you
The
think Willie
first
can't grow
tip,
hair
I
in
was-
his head? Why do you think Willie can't grow hair in his head? He burnt it
I
off.
had a lot of hair at that time. I was past my shoulder.
Not anymore, does he, though?
That's why he burnt
And
it
it was
off.
still afterward. That wasn't until much later.
Jesus.
Hey, that worked. It was.
If you end up doing like me, Sean, and waiting until next Christmas to get your PS5, which because I was thinking this Christmas, now I'm looking more to next Christmas.
Possibly.
If we're lucky,
Yeah.
I will tell you, it is definitely worth it for Miles.
Yeah.
I mean, I damn near cried at the end of Amazing. I actually rolled a tear at the end of Miles. Like
All right, bet.
it's just that fucking storytelling. It's Insomniac. Like they're doing now what who is it that used to do the Star Wars games that were good? The KOTOR. Who was
BioWare.
BioWare.
Yeah.
Insomniac is doing now what BioWare used to do for us back in the day, where they
Okay.
would give you a story that gets you so ingrained in it, so in depth. And Miles is short. Like comparatively, Amazing Spider-Man, if that's a full game, Miles is short. If Amazing is a full game, Miles is basically like 60% of a game at best.
Okay.
Like it's not another full run epic world because they took the same game engine, copied it over, redid Brooklyn, and changed up Harlem, and then added in just more stuff to the environment where the environmental artists were already amazing. Amazing Spider-Man. Like the fact like you could walk into the alleyway and see like cockroaches go running under garbage cans, and like there was litter and graffiti and just everything was so well done.
Yeah.
All they did with Miles was they made it New York in the winter and then just kept adding to it.
Oh, dope.
But
Okay.
yeah, it is.
cool.
It is so good. It is such a damn
Saving
good.
that for PS5 as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
it's-
don't play it till PS5.
It's the first game I want to play again on me when I get a PS5 because I played it all the way through on PS4
This one's
and I
got to
can't
wait
wait
till
to play it again.
PS5.
Oh man. Poor
Well,
Will.
when you get there, Willie, there'll be a whole bunch of '80s music waiting for you.
It's
That
a great
game's fun.
game.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
it's nothing but dad rock, and I love
We
it.
put like me and the girlfriend put like 3 hours into it, so we were
Dope.
really liking it.
I was playing it until Halo dropped, and then I decided I was going to play Halo.
Ooh, Halo's out. Gotta go.
Don't be hating.
Well, speaking of
Halo
gotta-
hating.
Speaking of
Yeah.
gotta go, I gotta go. I gotta go handle some business.
All right.
And whatnot. I can't say thanks enough for y'all having me on.
Oh,
having the
anytime, man.
show. Yo, it's always fun because y'all always find a way to get into the back of my brain and unlock something I haven't talked about in 20 years.
It's my favorite thing.
And
I love
crusty
Sean's
sock.
stories. Yeah.
like socks
Talk
wrapped. I'm calling Morpheus today too. Now I'm calling, be like, hey man, listen, we need to talk about that sock fan.
You tell Bobby Brown I said no more sending socks in the mail.
No problem. I will definitely tell him.
Or do it.
Dude, no.
Send it to that guy.
No.
No more socks. No more socks. But no, for real, thank you for having me on. And for those, once again, listening, if you want to support the Ignition Kickstarter for issue 3, and you can still get issues 1 and 2, either print or digital in this Kickstarter, you can go to theignitioncomic.com. Once again, that's theignitioncomic.com, or you can go to Kickstarter.com, go in the search header, type Ignition, and you will find the project there. I appreciate your support and time. Anthony, Willie, Chris, thank you for having me on again, and I look forward to coming back again sometime soon. And hopefully by then I could tell y'all some games I've actually played.
Right?
You know,
Even if you don't finish that, we'll still have you back. We'll still have you back.
Exactly.
all right.
I wish I could tell you I played this.
For those in audio, he's holding up his copy of Guardians of the Galaxy
Guardians.
that doesn't work.
Correct.
One day,
One
my
day.
one
Maybe.
day. But no, I'm hang up. But no, for real, y'all take care. Love y'all and have a wonderful Christmas and a holiday. All right.
Thanks, you too, Sean. Thank you for joining
Thanks,
us.
peace, Sean. Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you.
I love it when Sean's on the show. It's always so much fun.
I know he's the best. I love that guy. He's one of the. I'll be honest. Like I've worked with some small projects and stuff on him with them doing comic stuff in Kentucky. He's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. He's the sweetest, most genuine guy, and just like when he talked about checking to make sure we got our Kickstarter backers for Ignition 1 and 2. Like he's still one of the few Kickstarter people that I've followed. Where I knew him before he started, or really before he started doing Kickstarters. So I'd heard of him and was listening to podcasts and stuff he did. But I've backed probably 12 of his Kickstarters, and he's still at 100% rating. Every single thing I have pledged, I have gotten. Every single thing that's been listed as a bonus goal, stretch goal, anything that's listed in what's going to be in the pages of the comic, what's going to be included in the package, he is 100%. Everything he has ever promised, he has delivered on. And I cannot say that about a lot of Kickstarters I backed.
Yeah, whatever happened to body bags?
Oh, yeah, Die When I Tell You To. I don't know. Jason Pearson's been working on that for supposedly, I think, 6 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember when I kickstarted it, but I did.
Yeah, I know I did too. Let me check. I got
That's
my
the
Kickstarter
one I think
up.
I've never gotten. I think that's the one.
Oh, dude, I got a list of 12. There's an awesome monkey one called The Good, the Bad, and the Monkey, where the guy did a Sergio Leone Western with apes. And that guy had a bunch of just life problems. Like Sean said, life happens. It slows down a whole lot of Kickstarters. But yeah,
it's not wrong.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff where, I think that one I haven't even seen an update on it for 10 years. Body Bags, Don't Die Until I Kill You by Jason Pearson was funded November 18th, 2015.
Yeah, that's what
Wow.
And is there any news on it or anything?
Let me click.
For the latest updates.
Last
Latest
update
2016.
Oh, not quite. Latest update was number 15, which was May 6, 2018. And it wasn't even Jason. It was a friend of his that he gave access to, basically saying, shit's been going bad for him.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, so, I think Jason Pearson went through some really hard shit a couple years ago. And, because I follow him on Instagram. And, he started posting a little bit of artwork again, but not much. And, yeah, I think this dude's going through hard times. And I'll be honest, as an artist that I've basically taken almost 2 years off of really drawing anything. And I've just started kind of getting back into it and, went through a bout of depression. And that wasn't even anything bad in my life happened. It just life said, fuck you. You can't draw no more. And I was literally one of those people that I've had a sketchbook or something to doodle on since the 3rd grade. When I drew a cartoon for my school librarian and she put it up on the wall, I was like, oh, if I do artwork, people like it. And I've drawn from that day forward till basically the day right before I turned 41 or 40. And just all of a sudden I was burnt out. I couldn't do it. I would sit at my art desk and just stare at a blank piece of paper for hours. And I'd watch Netflix on my little Chromebook and just couldn't draw. Couldn't put pencil to paper, couldn't make nothing. And that was with me not having anything really, my life was stressful, but I didn't have a bad inciting incident. No one died, nothing crazy. They're just fucking depressed. That shit lasted for over 2 years. So, I don't know what Jason Pearson's going through, but, I wish him well. And I hope to God, whatever it is, he kicks its ass and comes back, because he is one of my favorite artists. Body Bags is a fantastic world he created. And I would love to see some more Clown Face and Panda, but I would much rather see that guy get in a good mental headspace, because
Exactly.
Losing artists, especially when they're young, or losing anybody at all, it's anything like suicide or anything, depression, shit that stops you from creating. It's fucking sad. And it's not just sad that we're losing them. We're losing all the shit that they would have made that would have possibly inspired or helped somebody else to improve their life. Because, a lot of these artists, little stupid shit. Like the Body Bags comics. I'll bet you we got 10 movies in Hollywood right now that are inspired by the Body Bags trade paperback. That there's something in there from Clownface and Panda that made somebody go, oh, I want to go do an action movie, or I want to go do a movie about Hitman. Look, we got the Hitman's wife and the Hitman's wife's bodyguard and all that. But half that shit was inspired by fucking Body Bags. Like, there's, all this stuff that gets created, it inspires other people and creates more artwork. And so, when someone can't create, we lose a lot of that shit, and it's just sad. But, hopefully he'll be back someday. But yeah, it looks like, we may not get that Kickstarter, but also it's an angel investor. Yeah. There's a warning sign that pops up now on Kickstarter. You have to remember that. Ain't a damn thing promised to you. It is not a store.
Yeah, that's always
it is people. Yeah, it is people trying to make something. We would like your money. We hope to deliver a product. Some people like Shawn Pryor at 100%. Ain't never missed a deadline. I think maybe got books late once out of like 12 projects, and like the world's fucking crazy right now. Still got my Ignition shit on time. Like, the man delivers what he promises.
The stories we've heard from him and David when it comes to like shipping fulfillment and how they have to handle that. That seems like it would be the most daunting thing is like, hey, man, I've got this project. Everyone's backed it. They said they're ready to do it. We've got it made. Oh, shit. Now I've got to figure out how to get it to all of these different, not customers, but all these different backers. The holy crap.
And like me, like I did that at home when I did my Make 100 Star Wars ones. And like that shit took forever for me to get everything delivered. Like, I mean, what was it? I got like $1,000 for 40 backers. So I did 40 books, and then like I think like 15 of them were sketch covers, and like I'd given myself over a year to deliver it, and I barely delivered those on time, and that was delivering 40 pledges. Can you imagine these books where they've got 300 people wanting comics? That's 300 separate names, separate bids, separate pledge levels, separate addresses, and every damn one of those has got to go out to the right person and get there on time. That shit is not easy when you're doing it out of your house. And yeah, most of these creators, they're turning their dining room table into a small shipping station for a couple of months out of their life, just to make sure that we get the pledges that we were hoping for. And yeah, some people are way better at it than others, like David, like Shawn, and and that's why we keep bringing them back on the podcast. We're going to bring you the guys that deliver shit.
Right.
I got a couple of really awesome people on my Kickstarter where I back their projects. I probably wouldn't invite them on the podcast. It's like, man, where's my book? Paid for that shit 4 years ago.
That's why you bring them on. Where's my book at?
Yeah, see,
that's how you go viral.
Yeah, no reason to focus negativity. How you
get a virus.
We bring people like Shawn on that deliver, that make kick-ass comics and tell great stories, and that deliver, and their fucking word means something. They say, hey, I'm gonna have you this book by this time. You can fucking take that shit to the bank. It's coming.
You're not wrong. All right, so I'm looking at the time right now. We're an hour and 10 minutes in, and we haven't even got to the news of the week. So here's what I propose: power news
and
power wrap things up. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Because we at least got to follow our shtick of talking about some cool news from the last week. So let's roll in.
Mine's short, anyways.
Yeah, mine is too. So we're gonna roll in to the news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Welcome to the news of the week. It's that part of the show where we run down what's in our minds some of the most interesting geeky and or nerdy news to have popped up here in the past week or so, and share it with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date. Like I said, we're going to do power news because we did an hour and 10 minutes of talking about Shawn's awesome project and then just video game BSing because that's really fun. And we'll continue the video game trend because I'm going to start with my news story, which is, hey, did you guys notice that the Game Awards were this week? Because I forgot, I'll be honest.
I saw it only because I follow Insomniac on Twitter, and so I saw them tweeting about it.
I realized halfway through that's what everyone was talking about on Twitter was the fact that the Game Awards were going on. So I didn't get a chance to watch them live. I did catch a couple recaps after the fact and things like that. But one of the things that was debuted there or was part of the event was they dropped the first minute-long trailer for the Halo series that is coming to Paramount Plus. Now, I had seen some other things that have said it's already been greenlit for Season 2. I haven't seen that official confirmation come from Paramount or those guys. But if you're not familiar, the Halo series, I believe, is executive produced by one Steven Spielberg. And we hadn't known what all was going to be going on with it. It was going to be on Showtime. Then it got delayed because of the pandemic. I think the entire cast was filming in Hungary, I think it was. and then sent home for 9 months before they could come back to continue shooting. The trailer looked really cool, and I'm not going to delve into what kind of lore I think they're touching on, anything like that, but the production value looks insane on this. Like the cities and the different vehicles and stuff they're showing that are straight out of Halo lore. They look really cool, and we'd seen some photos from on set before of like the Warthog and the different UNSC armors and weapons. They all looked really good. And then we got to see, and I can't remember the actor's name who's playing him, but the Master Chief.
Photos versus movement is way different sometimes.
Then we got to see the Master Chief sort of in action, or at least a motion shot of him. And I went, holy shit, for practical wearing actual armor, this looks really good. So I'm really curious to see, I think early 2022 is when this hits Paramount Plus, how good the Halo series.
It's a live action show.
It is a live action series.
Dude in a suit.
With a dude in a suit who is playing the role of John 117, a.k.a. the Master Chief.
Master Chief. Whoever that actor is, good luck to him, because you got a mountain of fanboys on your shoulders looking over him to see what you're doing, and like he's gonna. As what's worse is no matter how good he is, he's gonna take a ton of shit online. So I hope either he's prepped for it and good with it, or just ignores it.
So the actor that is playing the role is Pablo Schreiber. Is playing Master Chief, but what's really cool is Jen Taylor, who's been the voice of Cortana in all the games, is reprising the role of Cortana's voice in the series.
Nice.
Let me find out.
You can bring people back. It's always a good thing.
Pablo Schreiber, who is going to be the Master Chief. I'm trying to pull his other credits here. Let's see. Known for 13 Hours. He was in Orange is the New Black. He was in Den of Thieves. He was in Bubble. He's Porn Stash in Orange is the New Black.
Dude, he's the leprechaun from American Gods.
Okay. I haven't seen American Gods.
Yeah, no, as soon as I saw his face, I'm like, wait, I know who that fucker is. Yeah, the whole joke is he's like 6'7".
Yeah.
And he's an Irish guy with, luck powers. And yeah, there's like fucking, I hate that shit. Everybody thinks leprechauns are short.
Yeah, he's a big dude, and I think the Chief is technically supposed to be 6'10" when he's in his armor, so if he's 6'7", that would get him pretty close to what the Chief is supposed to look like in real life, if we were going for that comparison. But the armor...
That's great. Yeah, he's a great actor. That guy is an actual good, solid actor. So for him as a Master Chief, all right. Well, yeah, he did a Neil Gaiman project with American God. So, like, you want to talk about living up to expectations. You're going to play a god in a Neil Gaiman world? That ain't easy.
Well, you're going to have to be a good actor because you're doing the same thing as Pedro Pascal, which is playing a character who never takes his armor off. You've got to show emotion and thought and feeling through movement. And the Master Chief is... You don't really see a ton of him in action in the games other than in cutscenes because it's a self-insert. You play the role of the Chief, and he's very short of words and things like that. But it looks really cool. The effects look really cool. The world they've built, like the props and stuff, look like they're straight out of the game. So the production values look insane on this. This is not Chris being a Halo fanboy, like, oh my God, I'm excited for this. Granted, that is part of it. This is Chris trying to be semi-objective because we do a podcast where I guess you could sort of consider us media, where I look at it and go, holy shit, this looks really sharp. The effects look good. The props look good. Everything in it. It was only like a minute and a half long trailer. It was enough for me to go, wow, they must have spent a crap load of money to make this work. Like, even the guys in armor that aren't the Chief look good and look like they're out of the game. It's really intriguing to me.
Nice. Yeah, okay, yeah. So his bio is listed in IMDb as 6'5". So, I mean, that's a big boy. And it makes sense now that I'm seeing his mini bio. I don't know how I'd ever put it together before. He's Liev Schreiber's half-brother.
Okay.
He's Cotton fucking Weary's half-brother, who is also a huge guy. And I mean, he's fucking Sabretooth. Like, he's big as shit.
Yeah.
Wait, Tyler Bine?
No. Different movie. Oh. In Wolverine Origins, Liev Schreiber was Sabretooth.
Making a joke.
It's Cotton fucking Weary, man. Yeah, Pablo Schreiber. That's a good pull. Oh, yeah, he's a solid actor. Yeah, this will be something like I mean, I'm not a huge Halo fan, but I'll have to go watch this live action to see what it looks like. Because I mean, I'd be interested in seeing him as Master Chief.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer at least looks really good, and what we'd seen from on set prior to shutting down for COVID looked really good. So that's where my excitement comes from. Is yes, I enjoy Halo. It's one of my favorite game series on the Xbox, but the series just looks sharp. I think it's a 10-episode season 1. And I had seen rumors, and like I said, can't confirm them, that Season 2 has been greenlit already. And if that's the case, that's generally a good sign if they're going to greenlight a Season 2 before you even hit the air. You're just bitter, Willie.
Yeah, you'll find out why in a second.
Because you know what's not getting a Season 2? What Willie's telling us about in his News of the Week. And there's a cat behind him.
Was that a segue or
That was
you
a
said
segue.
more?
It was
Okay, just
both.
making sure you didn't have more. That's
It was a segue and a cat.
Oh yeah, a cat going by. Yeah. Guess what's not getting a season? Goddamn 2. Fucking Cowboy Bebop. And you want to know why? You want to ask me why it's not getting a season 2?
Why is it
I don't know
not
if
getting
we
a season
want to
2,
ask
Willie?
you why.
Fucking weebs. That's why. The little weeb boys like, boo-hoo. The show is too far from the anime. Or boo-hoo. It sucks when it goes 1-to-1 to the anime. Make up your goddamn mind. Do you not want it to go 1-to-1? Or do you want it to go 1? Make up your fucking mind. And when it does, you're like, yeah. Go fuck yourself. I enjoyed it. It was fucking lovely. It was a great goddamn show. John Cho was a fucking awesome actor. God damn, I'm just angry.
I watched the pilot. I did like it. I liked the first episode.
John
Super
Cho got
stylized.
injured while they were doing it. Like they had to shut down production for a few months for him to get healed up. Excuse me.
Yeah, super stylized. The show's just amazing. And all these crybabies. Ugh. It wasn't like it was Death Note, which sucked. I'll give you that. That definitely sucked ass. But yeah. Cowboy Bebop was great. And I was wanting to get a season 2, but guess what? Not getting a season 2.
Well, I mean, depending on how the rights are negotiated, maybe some other service could pick it up. But I imagine Netflix has it locked up pretty tight, so that's not the case.
Yeah, they don't want to get rid of that. They want to keep that as long as possible, probably.
I mean, we talked about this one a little bit in pre-show, and I think Shawn had made a good point in pre-show, which won't be recorded when it goes in the podcast, but I'll reiterate the point he made, is that Netflix does a good job of, even when people shit all over stuff, it generally translates to clicks for them, and he kind of expected that to be the case for Cowboy Bebop, which was people would bitch and moan about it on Twitter, and that would get a bunch of people to watch it, which would then lead to more content. So I was kind of surprised that Netflix passed on a season 2.
Especially, what has it been, like 2-3 weeks since it even came out? Why are you even saying this? Why are you making decisions like that?
Well, I think Netflix can tell pretty soon, based off of how many people are watching, the metrics that we don't get to see, whether it's going to be something that is worth them doing. And I guess the other thing to consider, which we probably don't think of, is how much did it cost for them to make season 1 in comparison to how many subscribers it drives to the service. If it's a high production value and the salary of the cast is high, it's tougher for them to be like, well, this didn't do very well with our crowd, but we're going to bring it on for a season 2.
Yeah, because I mean that's the metric we're seeing now, where these companies are fighting, where everything's a streaming service. So you got Amazon, you got Disney Plus, you got Netflix, or the three big ones really. And whenever something new comes out, it's a question of how much did it cost, how much would it cost to make more, how many people watched it is one number they look at, but that number is nothing compared to how many new subscribers did it bring. Because that was the whole thing with the Mandalorian, fucking Baby Yoda. Nobody, like, very few people were getting Disney Plus. Very few people like me were like, oh, I'm going to buy that 3-year deal and pay $160 and get it for the first 3 years. Lock down that price, get it cheap as fuck, like 80% off. That did well, but it did not do as well as they wanted. But fucking Mandalorian comes out, everybody starts talking about Baby Yoda, and those subscriber numbers jump up. And then they're like, oh shit, throw money at Star Wars. We're going to have Star Wars this, that, and the other thing. We're going to do every damn Star Wars thing we can and put it all on Disney Plus. And we got a final season to Clone Wars. We got the Bad Batch already. We got Obi-Wan coming. We got all sorts of shit coming. And a lot of that is predicated on the Mandalorian bringing new subscribers to Disney Plus. Not just everybody that was on the service watched it. New people bought it. And so if new people didn't buy Netflix just to watch Cowboy Bebop, that's going to hurt them. No matter how good it is.
That's the metric that they have different from your traditional cable folk television stuff, which is since they control knowing numbers of people that watch it, minutes watched, things like that, or how many people are new subscribers that started watching it, that's something that they can use to determine whether that's a good thing. So let's take the Halo series, for example. Let's say they put that out and it brings in quantity Y new subscribers. They can look at that and be like, okay, we've brought in this many new people that subscribe for at least, say, 2 or 3 months to be able to watch all of this series. Based off that, they may stick around to watch some of the other content we have, be it Star Trek, something like that. This means we're going to have an influx of users when this comes in, at least. So that's arguably why they would decide to continue it, if they haven't made that decision already. So there's metrics that we don't have access to. The Netflix that's been putting out.
Which one is Halo going to be on?
Paramount Plus.
Oh, those bastards.
Yeah.
I used my free trial to watch The Stand.
Paramount Plus is pretty notorious, though, for doing new free trials from time to time, even for returning customers, so you get like a month free. So
I'll wait until Halo's done and I'll do another free trial.
yeah, I have it right now because it's bundled with another service I have, and when that runs out, I'll probably just let it sit until Picard season 2 is done, and then I'll probably resubscribe.
I did watch all of Picard season 1. That was a solid show. I did like that one.
And season 2 has got Q. Willie's giving everyone the stink eye.
Is
Goddamn right.
He's just mad that we're not as upset about the cancellation of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I'm not angry at that. I can't.
that's
make
because
you
he's a
like
fucking.
something.
That's because he's a fucking weeb.
Oh, ooh.
Oh,
If
what you
I
got now?
watched enough anime, I would admit to it. But just like, I mean, I've listened to ICP, but I'm not enough to ever call myself a juggalo.
You look
Willie.
like a juggalette.
Willie, you're our resident juggalo on this show.
That's true.
You've listened to the most ICP out of anyone on the show, I bet.
Fun story. Apparently, the band did not come up with the term juggalo. That was all the fans doing. I found out, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I saw an interesting interview with Shaggy 2 Dope.
Willie, and you know who would know facts like that? A
Well,
juggalo.
A juggalo.
I just watched a random interview with him on some podcast. I forget what podcast it was. It was like a little
Juggalos
snippet on
are
YouTube.
us.
No, it was someone else who had Shaggy 2 Dope on there interviewing him.
It was the Juggacast,
No, it wasn't. I think it was like your mom's house or something like that.
hosted by Willie D. Nelson.
No, what is it called? My buddy listened to it. I never did. I just saw a little snippet. I was like, all right, it was interesting. Like, he was just calm, cool, and collected, just talking about stuff. And
Even the chat room says that's a juggalo kind of thing to say.
There you go.
what? Say what?
Wait, isn't that Christina P. and
Exactly.
her husband,
You
the
know what it
comedian?
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it actually their podcast is called Your Mom's House.
Yeah. Thank
I've
you.
never heard of it.
Yeah, it's one of Bert Kreischer's best friends. I can't fucking think of his name. Tom Segura. Tom is fat. Yeah, Tom Segura. They did a fight back and forth between the two of them when they were both overweight, trying to like lose weight, and so like they were doing contrast, calling each other fat all the time on Twitter. It was hilarious.
Wow.
They kind of
Yeah.
fat shamed each other to like work towards getting healthier.
They've got
But yeah.
600 episodes, 633 I think they're up to now, it says on here.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Your Mom's House has been running for a while, and yeah, it's Tom Segura and Christina P. who are both highly skilled comedians, and so the two of them on mic together, and they're a husband-wife duo. So like they're hilarious together.
Yeah,
Bring it
original
back.
release was October 2010.
To bring back my news of the week is fuck weebs.
You heard it
That
here
really-
from resident juggalo Willie D. Nelson.
Oh, we
I'll
want to
take
get some downloads. That should be our title for the
Hey,
episode.
you know what? I
Fuck weebs.
have worn clown makeup as Captain Spaulding, so
I'm pretty sure if we
Oh.
put that title on this episode, then we're inviting a lot more trouble than we want to deal with right now.
Good. All publicity is good publicity. I ascribe to the Ozzy Osbourne, Eminem, Marilyn Manson theme of publicity.
yeah. But we're in the midst of cancel culture, my man.
I ain't afraid of shit. Can't nobody cancel me.
There is no such thing as bad publicity.
I ain't Bryan Singer. I ain't Kevin Spacey. You can't cancel me. I might have said some dumb shit,
bad
but
publicity,
I ain't
though.
done some shit. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
but
done
that
some shit,
actually
but
wasn't.
none of that shit.
That wasn't publicity. That was some facts, and they got caught.
I have not done any felonies that anyone would hate
Jesus.
on.
Not that he hasn't done them, but the ones that people wouldn't hate. I have not been found guilty of anything. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember.
Hell, I ain't never even been charged. I ain't never even been charged.
I've never committed murder. I've never. Let's not go further. Let's just go. Down. I have to say a lot of stuff.
Just taking
It doesn't
murder
even
off
need
the
to be
table.
mentioned.
That's it. Everything else. Eh.
Oh, but I'm down for it.
But Willie, meat is murder, and you eat meat, so that's murder.
Oh, I'm down to murder somebody. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, if I woke up with Superman powers tomorrow, I'd murder so many assholes.
I just want to go murder some breakfast, but
I just
me and
want a
Willie on a
breakfast
different.
burrito.
I'd murder
Different
so
plane.
many people.
I just-
I've
Bachman,
said this before. I'll say it goddamn again.
Bachman, what's your news? I have no way to transition out of this. I can't transition
Alrighty.
out.
My news is from a variety story I saw the other day, which I thought was very cool. Speaking of Disney Plus throwing money at Star Wars, Star Wars Disney Plus series, The Acolyte, eyes Amanda Stenberg for lead role, who, I don't know if you've seen some very specific shows, like, where was the list? Damn it. The Hate You Give, The Darkest Minds, Everything, and Dear Evan Hansen. You might recognize the name. Also appeared on TV shows, Sleepy Hollow, The Eddie, Mr. Robinson. But where most people would know Stenberg from, it says Stenberg, who identifies as non-binary, broke out in their role of Rue in the 2012 feature adaptation of The Hunger Games. So this was back in 2012 the little girl that played Rue, who was just, an awesome fucking character in that movie. She is now a grown-up actress or actor doing all sorts of different shows and is looking at possibly being the role hasn't been mentioned yet, but possibly the lead in the Acolyte series for Star Wars. Says details on the character Stenberg would play are being kept tight and under wraps, but an Acolyte in the Star Wars universe is typically referred to as a Sith who has just begun their training under an experienced Sith Lord. This, of course, is prior to Darth Bane instituting the Rule of Two. And then it says that this would be taking place in the High Republic era, roughly 50 years prior to the Phantom Menace. So this might be a show that leads up to the fall of the Sith, where the Sith, the Jedi thought they got them all. They all went away. There were no more Sith. And then sneakily, Palpatine comes back with the Rule of Two.
Palpatine has returned.
Yeah.
Episode 9, storytelling right there.
That's right. 9 movies, all the story of Shiv Palpatine. Who knew? But yeah, so it looks like, the actor that played Rue might be the new, working on becoming a new Sith Lord. So yeah, very, very interesting. Just because seeing the actress, like, they look very different now than they did as a child. Of course, you're a child actor. You never tell what they're going to look like when they grow up. But yeah, Rue was a really cool character because that's kind of instigates the whole Hunger Games thing, because Katniss Everdeen's character befriends her, is nice to her, and actually tries to help her. And then Rue ends up getting killed in the movie anyways, or in the book. And so, like, her decency towards another player in a game where they're basically children murdering each other. It all comes back to murdering children.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That character was just, fantastically portrayed in the movie by Amanda Stenberg, and so that we might be getting that actor now playing a badass Sith. So I think it's just a cool little fucking like crossover character. Another actor that's trying to hit get all those things like Ming Na Wen, be a Disney princess, be a Star Wars character, and be a Marvel character. If you can get the triple crown, you're getting them paychecks for the rest of your life.
Panzu in the chat room. Child murder hype. The Hunger Games.
Well, we all about child murder hype here on ATGN.
Well, that Marvel character wasn't really canon.
What, the Cavalry?
Yeah.
Pretty sure she's appeared in comics now, so yeah, she's
Fair enough.
Well, she is
they
canon.
put her. Yeah, they added her
I'm
in.
talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The show is not canon.
That has not officially been stated.
I guess with the multiverse, anything is possible.
The canon status is unknown of it.
Yeah, and as Den Slott said about the Spider-Verse, if there's a version you can think of Spider-Man, it exists. That's how he answered that question. It's like, is there a Spider-Man that's this? Is there a Spider-Man that's that? He's like, I invented the Spider-Verse. The answer is, if you can think of it, it exists.
My
that's
favorite
the multiverse.
Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, the one that's made out of spiders. That dude is so fucking creepy. A bunch of spiders in the suit. Yep. But yeah, so, as all of these, Netflix shows keep getting built up, we're about to start the Book of Boba Fett. We're looking forward to Mandalorian Season 3. Obi-Wan's hopefully going to be, filming fairly soon. We got a whole lot more Star Wars coming out, and big shocker, Disney's going to keep taking my money, because they keep giving me Star Wars, I keep giving them my money.
I haven't checked out any of the High Republic stuff. I know there's comics and books all about the High Republic era, things like that. And supposedly the new game that was announced at the Game Awards is going to tie into the High Republic era as well. That's a Star Wars Eclipse that Quantic Dream is doing.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I've been reading the new book, the High Republic, the main, I think there's a offshoot book now, but the main High Republic book from Marvel, and it's pretty solid. Like, it's really cool, and it's a ton of Jedi running around. They've been fighting basically a weird plant thing that kind of takes over planets like the Borg, but it's an organic creature. It was been like the first, I think, 10 issues were all about that. It was a really creepy story
ego.
where, kind of, but like, I mean, it's literally like a piece of plant. So almost something that's almost like Swamp Thing, that's just an asshole and like overtakes planets and then starts overtaking some of the Jedi. And like once it gets into their body, like it takes over their mind. It's fucking creepy.
And for those that aren't aware, the High Republic era is this whole multimedia initiative that Disney's been doing with Star Wars products that's set in a time prior to the movies that we got, where Yoda is a young, recently trained Jedi or something like that, I think. So it's young Yoda that exists during the High Republic era. That's really our only connection to...
Is Yoda in the High Republic? I thought it was like thousands.
He is in some
years
content.
prior.
No, the High Republic era is hundreds of years, I think, before.
Is it hundreds? Okay.
Yeah.
I had the timing wrong on that.
Yes.
But yeah, the High Republic era is, it's literally, it's a ton of Jedi out there like trying to tame wild space.
It's before the Republic started its descent into what we see in the prequel trilogy, where it's a administrative quagmire that is fueled by special interests and things like that. This is still when think of the Republic as the Federation, basically, from Star Trek, where it's the utopia. It's kind of more of a utopia-like society, things like that. I don't know.
Someone likes utopias.
I mean, that's why I look at Star Trek now. They've kind of gotten away from that in most of their storytelling.
That's me in general.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah, it says on the on Wikipedia, it says the High Republic era lasts from 300 BBY, which I guess is before the Battle of Yavin,
Correct.
up to 82 years before the Battle of Yavin. So yeah, we would have
I know that.
we would have a Yoda running around in there. I always thought, like, remember the TV show The Old Adventures of Young Christine? I always thought it'd be cool to do the Old Adventures of Young Yoda. Imagine Yoda 400 years old, which would be the equivalent of him being like a 22-year-old punk ass. So like he's slightly taller. He's got like a mohawk. Has actual solid hair in his head. His ears actually stick up because they haven't started to droop with age. And just running around like whooping people's ass. Like, wouldn't that be cool to see?
Well, I think Yoda was in some of the content that was put out when the High Republic era started. I just don't remember if it was the books, the comics, or some of the video stuff they put out.
I don't remember ever seeing Yoda in the High Republic stuff, and now I want to find it.
Do we even have a name for the race of Yoda?
Nope.
No.
Why?
Yeah, there's only like 4 of them. It's one of the things that George Lucas not only decided not to do, he actually made it a point that it was a race that wasn't named, because we don't know what planet they're from. We don't know like how they reproduce.
Do you mean as us, the audience, or them in the universe don't know where they're from?
Yes.
Us, both.
Fuck off.
Yeah, us, the audience, the creators, and the creator himself have never put the facts down on paper saying this is where, like, Wookiees are from Kashyyyk. They're giant fucking furry guys. They wear bandoliers. George Lucas wrote all that shit down. There is basically nothing written down as facts about the species that Yoda, Yaddle, and Grogu come from.
You got a whole planet of Chewbacca's.
Yeah. Which is what was supposed, if I remember correctly, that was supposed to be Empire Strikes Back, and it cost too much, and that's why we got Ewoks. Because it was easier to put little people in furry costumes than it was to put 7-foot tall men in giant furry costumes. Even fake fur costs a lot of money.
There's a lot more short people than there are Peter Mayhews out there.
And
I'm not even talking little people, because they use children for a lot of the Ewoks, was my understanding.
They got
Which makes
stilts.
sense.
Stilts?
Yeah, you want to walk around wearing stilts and 80 pounds of fake carpeting?
Here's a spoiler for the Spider-Man movie coming out. Stiltman's in it.
I hope so.
I got $10 says Stiltman does not appear.
20
There may
says
be
he
a
doesn't
whole-
appear.
How sure are you about those $10?
I'm solid on $10. I'll bet $10 we do not get a Stiltman.
Do we have a gentleman's agreement right now?
Hell no.
No.
What happened last time?
Yeah. What happened last time you opened your mouth? Yeah.
It was
I
for
don't know.
the show.
I don't know if I'd put another $10 down saying that we are going to get Charlie Cox in one of those flashes of the multiverse scenes. Because the rumor mill is a buzz of Charlie Cox and fucking Vincent D'Onofrio coming back now with the introduction of Echo's adopted uncle in the Hawkeye series, and them literally keeping it where it's just a guy's hand and you don't see who it is, and then her dad working out of the fat man's garage. Like,
Rumors have also come up that they re-signed Deborah Ann Woll and the guy who played Foggy also to reprise
I
their
love that
roles.
guy. He was awesome
Which, yeah,
in Idle
and
Hands.
they were also both awesome in the Daredevil show. Like that show,
Mighty
Charlie
Duck.
Cox was amazing, but Vincent D'Onofrio, Deborah Ann Wall, and the other guy who we can't think of his name, that full cast was just top notch.
He's one of the Mighty Ducks.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
And then there's
He's one of the
also
Bash Brothers.
there's also a rumor going around that Daredevil will appear in She-Hulk.
Yep.
And that Daredevil will be in the yellow costume in She-Hulk.
Yeah, they'll both be lawyers. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it
No,
kinda
no.
yeah.
Daredevil, not Matt Murdock.
Not just Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. Because he has to show up in the courtroom at least once. It can't just be, him showing up
could
in
be.
costume.
But I doubt it's going to be just Daredevil. Get the fuck out of
Eldon
here.
Henson. The man's name is Eldon Henson. We
Thank
should
you.
know that. Foggy Nelson. Yeah, that actor's great, and he's been in so much good stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jon Favreau.
And he was one of those ones because I loved him as in Idle Hands. He was one of the friends
I
that dies
said
and
Idle
becomes a
Hands
zombie.
too!
Yeah.
Look, if they do
You don't
have
listen when you talk.
if they do have the opportunity to have Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan on screen with Eldon Henson playing Foggy, I would love
That'd be
them to have a
funny.
moment to be like, "You look familiar" or something like that.
Both of the Foggy Nelsons.
Both the Foggies.
Yeah,
I
that would be
just want to
good.
have a conversation. Your name's Foggy? Your name's Happy? That'd be funny. Boom, I just wrote a good scene. Just off the top of my head.
But
There
you're
you
gonna
go.
forget in
Here's
like
a
30
freebie.
seconds.
Get
That's
paid.
true.
Pay me, fucking Marvel, because you're going to do that scene.
So make sure you
Unless
tweet
Happy Hogan
to
dies
Kevin
in
Feige,
Spider-Man.
and then he'll maybe do it. I think a lot of people might be dying in Spider-Man, but that's just personal belief.
That's true. Well, it's another one of those like Endgame. It's like whose contract do we not want to renew?
It better not be the hottest Ant-Man we've ever had.
I'm pretty sure she's dead.
Hey, speaking of Spider-Man, I came up with this very controversial saying. And, so Doc Ock married Aunt May at one point in time, right?
Yes.
I believe, back in the 60s when comics were written by people on a lot of drugs.
So she knows what his fifth appendage tastes like, right?
Oh.
That's canon. That's canon, baby.
It is canon that they got married. It is not canon that she
You
blew
telling
him.
me two married people didn't have sex?
I didn't say
telling
they
me
didn't have
that?
sex. I'm saying Aunt May didn't blow him.
Oh, I'm sure she even licked one of those arms.
Stop.
Oh. And what's worse
It's
is that,
canon, and you know it. That's why you
in the-
hate it, because you know it.
it's worse because in the comics, Aunt May has always looked like Rosemary Harris from the first Spider-Man movies, and not quite like Marissa Tomei in the new ones,
No.
I know.
which makes it so much worse.
I
Stop
know.
putting those images in people's heads.
Hey, isn't it
You are
also canon
wrong,
Aunt May's
sir.
really Peter Parker's mother?
No.
No,
For one of those.
her sister
stories?
is Peter Parker's mother.
Well, sister-in-law, because Ben and Richard are the
No,
two
what
that
was
are
that?
blood related. I
I gotta look
thought.
this up, 'cause I remember.
Wait, is that what it was?
story
Was
I
like-
thought it
Uncle
was
Ben
Ben
the
and Richard
blood
were
uncle?
were blood related.
That's right. The mom and Aunt May were the best friends that
Yeah.
got into trouble in that old girls comic. That's right. Yeah, Ben and Richard were brothers. That's right. Okay.
Panzu in the chat room goes, so many words in the English language, and you choose to utter those.
No shit.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you.
Damn you, Willie.
There was a comic, and I think it turned out. What was it called? I gotta look this up.
While Willie's looking that up, we're going to transition into wrapping up the show because we are sitting at the hour and 40-minute mark. So we're going to try and wrap things up here in the next 10 minutes or so. And how we do that is a little final segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening later the geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, because you may want to go check them out yourselves. I'll kick things off. I was playing some Guardians of the Galaxy. Then Halo Infinite came out, so I started playing the Halo Infinite campaign. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of fun to get a little grappling hook and grappling hook your way across the map. And it's a semi-open world, so it's kind of fun going and freeing bases from the banished, establishing new bases so that you can get new equipment, things like that. I am just about to unlock the Scorpion tank as a deliverable item for me. So what that means then
Nice.
is if I go to any fob I control, I can do an equipment requisition and have a tank sent to me.
Nice.
That'll be
Did they
pretty
do sky drops?
Yeah, pretty much the sky drop to the fob is what they do.
Nice.
And eventually I can unlock something that is a vertical takeoff and landing plane that I can fly myself. I haven't.
Shit, you
I have
get a VTOL?
Yes, I get a VTOL. I have not done enough side missions of freeing captured UNSC service members and assassinating Covenant leaders to get that yet. But as you go through this world, you get missions that are like destroy this propaganda tower, free these soldiers, kill this Covenant leader because he's killed so many people and you're basically an assassin. And you can have multiple different ways to go forth and try and do it. Now, the most fun way is generally to comes in guns a-blazing with a bunch of Marines. But if you're smart, you can just get a sniper rifle and pick them off from a distance. It's pretty fun having a semi-open world Halo. And then you go and do one of your missions, you traverse the open world, go to that mission, and then you kind of go into an installation that's the typical installations you're used to seeing in the Halo world. I'm really scared when Willie looks up like that on screen.
I was right.
About what?
Really?
And there was a comic between a comic run between a miniseries between 2003 and 2004 called Trouble. I remember seeing the cover back in because that's when I was actually in the comic book store. It's about May Parker and her friend Mary, who work or they go to an upscale.
Peter's mom.
Yeah.
And they meet the two brothers, Richie and Ben. May fancies Ben, but Richie cheats on Mary with May, gets pregnant, and Ben says, "Oh, I'm sterile." Turns out that's Peter Parker. Sure, it's been retconned.
This isn't canon.
But that's in this. It was retconned, but it was canon.
I don't think it was canon ever.
It was written by Mark Miller or Millar.
Mark Millar stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like him.
Yeah.
Sure, he writes some weird shit.
So yeah, it was canon. And also, she knows what Doc Ock's dictates.
Stop.
Shut up. Oh, stop him. Stop him, Chris. Stop him.
Other stuff I've been getting into. I'm about halfway through the current season of Big Mouth. It's on Netflix because I didn't realize a new season had dropped, so I started watching that. It's fun. I still enjoy it. And I read a review of the early episodes of Witcher Season 2, which I think premieres next week. And supposedly it's pretty good.
17th,
Pretty soon.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
17th.
that'd be Friday then. Because today's
Yeah,
12th.
speaking of which, I guess next Friday is Spider-Man?
Next Friday, Spider-Man.
Goddamn.
Oh, yeah, it's also the 17th. You're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Already
We're
got my ticket.
gonna have a lot to talk about next weekend.
Well, I'm going to have to take my headphones off because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to see it.
I got tickets for
Who's the
opening
piece of shit
day.
you are?
Okay.
Because Scalpers didn't try that shit here in Boise, Idaho, or Meridian.
Yeah, I think I got my tickets like well after they started selling them, and it was like, listen, I don't mind sitting a little close. I don't fucking care because, boom, I got more of it. Ooh,
Getting
right in my
tickets isn't the
face.
problem. The problem is the people. Let's
Yeah.
just leave it at that.
Well, I was talking about the scalpers thing. That's
Yeah.
what I was talking about.
I live in a
I think
state
they
that
mainly did that in Los Angeles and New York.
I live in a state where people don't want to get the jab or wear face masks, so I don't really want to expose
Don't call
myself
it the
to that.
jab. That's what you can help with.
Whatever. I can call it whatever I want. I have
Yeah, but that just helps them out.
I've had my triple shots. I'm good. But it doesn't mean I'm good enough. I want to sit in a room with a bunch of them who aren't and potentially get it for the holidays.
Fair enough.
So I don't know when I'll see it, and it's frustrating. I'm going to try and sneak out and see Ghostbusters this week because I figure if I go to like an 11 a.m. showing, there'll be no one there for it.
There you go. And
How about
that
that?
is worth seeing on the big screen. I will tell you that. It is a fun fucking movie. And it's, if you love the first two, it's everything you wanted in a third.
And I still have my Regal Pass, so the worst case scenario is I use my Regal Pass, go in there, and there's too many people, and I go, oh, I'll come back tomorrow, bye, and just leave.
There you go.
That works.
My Regal
the
Pass
same
is good
problem.
until January sometime, I think.
Yeah, where you have to.
Then I'll let it expire then because I'm not going to the movies that much currently. But that's what I've been getting into. Mr. Bachman, why don't you take things next? What you been getting into?
We had ourselves a fantastically fun day yesterday. Twitch did their thing where they actually added DVD skins to Twitch Prime Gaming, which I was actually impressed by because they put it to where when you claimed it, it just put up a code, which annoyingly, if you don't want to use it on PC, you have to then type it into your PlayStation with your controller. But because it gives you that option, I added the two skins to the artist onto my DVD account on my PlayStation, which was nice. I didn't have to claim them on my Steam account. You could just claim them wherever one time, but it just gives you the code. So that part was cool. They have the artist is out. I'm waiting for her to get nerfed because she's just getting 4Ks all over the place. Jen actually saw in one of the chat rooms, someone was talking about they played the killer for first time and got a 4K with the artist. Like the first time they ever played killer, they killed all 4 of the survivors their first match, which that's a bit much. She's very, very strong. It's a very strong killer if you know how to use her correctly. It's also very cool looking. Great aesthetics. It's got a good storyline. The survivor that comes with her makes sense. Like the only thing I don't like is that the area of crows is another bright as fuck map. Like it looks like the middle of the fucking day. I want dark maps, goddammit. But other than that, like that game's been fun. They added little weird snowmen that you can jump into and then like kind of waddle around in for the winter event. You do that, and once you're inside of the snowman, if you get hit by a killer, that puts blue sparkles on you, and then at the end of the match, you unlock, a skin, a weapon, a charm, some stuff. And basically, that's all you have to do to unlock anything. You don't have to live, you don't have to survive, nothing. So they made the event items nice and easy to get, which is nice for once, because usually, like some of the event items are a real huge pain in the ass for DBD. But that's been fun. We downloaded the 2 new PlayStation games for PlayStation Plus this month. Which was Godfall, which is the Challengers Edition, because it's got a different name on it. And then they made DC Lego Supervillains free. So
nice.
we downloaded that on both games.
It was free.
Yeah, I don't remember what the third one was. It looks super creepy. It's like the
Mortal Shell, I think.
Mortal Shell, yeah. Looks funky. I'm going to give that one a shot too. The girlfriend started watching the trailer of that. She's like, nope, turn it off. Not playing that one. She's like, it's too creepy. But yeah, we're going to do some DC Lego Supervillains today. Yesterday we actually did we gave Godfall a shot. Before halfway through the tutorial, it actually made the girlfriend motion sick. So it's one of those games where you're spinning around a lot while you're fighting characters, and so it's really pretty. It's extremely well designed. The game controls feel really smooth. I actually played all the way through the tutorial last night and got to the main hub, and then once you hit there, it goes, bam, you're level 50. Bam, here's a bunch of gear. Bam, here's a bunch of this, that, and the other. The only thing that's problematic about it is that they're like, hey, we're going to make everybody that gets this version of the game level 50 so they can play with their friends. You can't play in the main world of the storyline. That's all locked. You can only play in like the fight tower or the Lightborn realm or the Dream realm. So it's like a bunch of challenge missions that are side shit you can go do, and you can play with people, but you cannot then go just play the game. So I was like, well, I guess we're probably done with this because it made her motion sick, and I don't actually know anybody that bought the game and has it, and so I have nobody on my friends list has the game. So I was like, well, that was kind of cool to see how this armor works. But literally, I went into the tower and tried to fight it solo, and like went through like the first 2 levels and started dying. And it's like, man, this is tough, like because it's supposed to be end game content once you hit level 50, but if you didn't actually play through the 50 levels, you're not that great with the character yet. So you're still a newbie with all the power sets. So it's like, well, I don't really know how to set up the armor in a great way because I didn't learn it as I was playing. So yeah, it's tough, but yeah, it's beautiful. The interactions are really cool looking. It seems like a really nice storyline. But yeah, honestly, I'm really looking forward to DC Lego Supervillains today because 2-player co-op in Lego games is just some of the funnest shit ever. When you can sit next to somebody and actually play a game together, and the Lego games are just always fun. There's nothing wrong with a Lego game ever. Other than that, we had a fantastic start to the holidays. I put on my sweater yesterday and wore it again for the podcast for the Nakatomi Plaza Christmas party from 1988. Yesterday, while we were building Legos, I got about halfway done with the Ecto 1 Ghostbusters Afterlife build, which I'm loving. I put in like the windows and finished the doors yesterday. Just a really cool design. It's a great looking Lego. The damn thing's almost 2 feet long. It's going to be a huge Ecto when it's done. And the girlfriend was working on her gingerbread house, which is one of those ones where it's slightly smaller than you think it's going to be, and it's kind of a pain in the ass the way some of like the shingles and roof pieces go together, but it's looking really cool. While we were doing that and taking breaks from other stuff yesterday, we watched Die Hard, and then I watched Lethal Weapon. So I got my Christmas action movies in for the season. We already watched Dutch and A Christmas Vacation. So the only thing we haven't seen yet is A Christmas Story. And I was awesomely shocked to see yesterday Zach Ward, who played Farkas, is doing a signing at the Christmas Story house, and he put a photo of himself up like in front of the yard in front of a giant blow-up Ralphie in the bunny suit, and he's wearing his Farkas hat. He's wearing his like coonskin cap, even though he's like 50 now. and it just looks hilarious. So I guess he's doing a signing. So if you're in the area where that actual house is, like he's like doing an autograph signing there. So Scott Fargus had yellow eyes. I swear to God, yellow eyes is going to be at the Christmas Story house, which I just thought was really cool. Other than that, yeah, just working around the house, still unpacking, still trying to get shit put away, updating this, that, and the other. And I do have a new thing to put up on the wall. Speaking of, backing stuff like independent art, like comic books, also like to, throw a little money at artists when I can. And I got a new favorite, which is Henrik Honk, who is on Twitter at Rex Honk, REXHONK, who is a baker, old school punk rocker who likes to make clay stuff with his cat. His Twitter's awesome because most mornings it's literally just him like holding his cat, cup of coffee, and he's sitting there making a clay thing. I actually tweeted out a new one that he's working on because I thought Willie would like it because it's actually he's doing a Captain Spaulding. But I got my new one from him, and I got the spot on the wall picked out, and I actually glued the claws on it yesterday. And this motherfucker is awesome because it is a Freddy Krueger framed, and it says, "You are all my children now." And yeah, the claws stick out of the frame. And then he actually painted the frame white, and then those dark marks are not paint. He took a chef's blowtorch to it and burnt it. So
Nice.
It's just gorgeous, and it's a burnt frame, which is just perfect for Freddy. But yeah, it's a big,
like
heavy
this?
fucker. Yeah, he basically took one of those instead of making a creme brulee. He fucking burnt the paint off of the frame, and it feels, I don't know if it's wood. It's either a really dense wood or it's a metal frame. Like, it's fucking heavy. But yeah, so that arrived in the mail this week, and just, it's so nice looking. And then, yeah, also I ordered a couple of rings, one for me and my girl, which we will be wearing at some point soon in a couple of years, and had to have her close her eyes so she could try hers on, because I haven't actually popped the question yet, but I got her a ring. And then we actually went ahead and ordered, because they were having a good sale on a site that I want to get my ring from. We actually ordered it because it was like 30% off, which,
Nice.
got to get that when you can. And damn if it didn't show up, and I'd use like 3 different ring sizers, and it was so small that I got it down to like this part of my knuckle and realized if I get this ring on, it's never coming off.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And yeah, so put it back in the mail and shipped it back yesterday. Good company, because like instantly I was like, hey, I tried all the ring sizes to make sure it would fit before I ordered it. This is still too small. I need to go up a size. And they're like, yeah, here's a return label. Slap it back in the box. And like it comes with just a box of there's all sorts of stuff to where if you bought it and put it in a shop, like it would look really nice. It's a huge box, a bunch of very specific logos on it and stuff. Just really cool looking. It's like if you don't return it with everything, we're going to charge you $50 because basically the packaging, like the ring box itself, when you open it up, it comes with an LED light and it comes with a cord to charge it. So like these are like the boxes where like you go to Lee Reed and like they're open and they're just bling. Like it shocked the fuck out of me when I opened the first one. I'm like, whoa, shit. But yeah, it's I guess. Yeah, she never listens. It's the Star Wars Jewelry website. I can't remember if it's actually just StarWarsJewelry.com or not. But yeah, my ring's coming from there, and I'm actually going to get my wedding ring is just going to be the one that's the Mando face.
That's cool.
So it's just a silver ring with
Pedro
black
Pascal?
rhodium. Yeah, the Pedro Pascal Mando. So it's the Mando
Pedro
helmet.
Pascal's face.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal's face on my finger. No,
His
it's the
face.
Mando. It's the Mando helmet.
I wish the
That's
helmet
not a
would like
face,
flip
it's a
up.
helmet.
I wish the helmet would flip up and it's Pedro Pascal's face underneath.
That would be even better. I would wear that.
You mean
Saturday
The Last
and-
of Us as Joel?
Yeah, I would
Pedro
wear that
Pascal?
Saturday and Sunday because that's the other thing. I'm gonna get the silver and rhodium ring for like the weekends and like special events, date night, whatever. But I'm gonna get one of those Enso rings that's also the Mando's helmet on a silicone ring because I can't wear a metal ring at work. There's conveyor belts and boxes, too much of a chance of losing a finger. And I ain't trying to lose a finger at work. So I will wear a silicone ring 5 days a week. Because I love the idea of having a ring that it'll tear before my finger does. Because motherfuckers ship like axles for cars through UPS. Like I'm tossing 100, 150, 200 pound pieces of metal around some days. So I can't be wearing a ring that's stronger than the flesh on my finger. So
All right.
but we got rings in the house. Hers is
Nice.
actually hidden right back there in that drawer right now. And today we got to go out in the garage and pull out all of the presents that I bought over the last year and figure out who's getting what for Christmas. Because now it's getting down to that time. We got to start wrapping presents, putting shit under the tree. And I gotta remember all the shit I ordered after I fucking sold the condo because I ordered some shit. Yeah, that's what I've been getting into.
Well, Mr. Nelson, why don't you wrap things up for us?
Oh, don't worry, I got very little. Been saying fuck weebs all week, or at least for the last couple of days. When I found out about that news, very made me angrily. Oh yeah, that what was that one game? The champion, the whatever edition, the one you
Oh,
got.
Godfall Championship Edition.
Yeah, so pretty much all it is just in-game content. You get to max level, and it's just in-game content. People were pissed off at it. I ain't even seen the fanboys even defend it. Like, what the fuck is this shit? But Lego DC Villains, I played a little bit of it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a solid like $60 game for free.
Well, I doubt it's full price still.
Yeah. But it's a game that if you'd paid
take it
$60, you
away
wouldn't be
from it.
mad. It's Lego.
But there are some DLCs to it, as in the Shazam movie pack, Aquaman movie pack, and I forget, there's something else. I can't remember what it was. But I just looked at it. I was like, okay, that's cool. Maybe if I like it enough and beat it, I might get it. Who knows? But I also started going back in and playing a game that I only got a little bit into originally and didn't really finish at all. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Never played through that one fully. I got a little bit into it and just stopped for some reason. I think other stuff came up and I was like, all right, let me play this. I was playing that yesterday, started that up and got further past than what I already was by a lot. And the story's really good. I was like, why did I stop this? The story's amazing. It looks great. What's wrong with me? And other than that, see, I watched Midnight Mass on Netflix. It was good. It's just very, very heavy-handed with religiousness. Like, extremely heavy-handed. Like, I get it. There's only 3 religions in that show. There's Christianity. You got your Muslim guy in there, played by, I can't remember. He's from iZombie.
Ramil.
What?
Ramil.
Yeah, that dude.
I think his first name is I think it's Ramil.
He was on Funhouse a lot, that YouTube channel, and he was on that. And he's always a good actor. And also atheism. If you're Jewish, get the fuck out of here. We ain't got space for you in here. Like, those are the 3 things they touch on, and there doesn't give a fuck about anything else. And it is so heavy-handed with it. Like, we get it.
Rahul Kohli. Rahul Kohli.
That dude's
awesome.
Yeah,
and he's great in that role.
Oh, yeah. Midnight Mass you talk about, or iZombie?
Both.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, but so you saw Midnight Mass?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Are you agreeing with that religiousness is like too heavy-handed?
I don't know about too heavy-handed. It's Mike Flanagan. I love the guy's work. It's the guy that did Dr. Sleep and the Haunting of Hill House.
Fair enough. It's just so heavy-handed. Like, I get it.
I mean, that's the whole point. It was a bunch of religious people living on an island, and like when your main character is all about the preacher coming back to that island, like it's gonna be focused on religion.
And without spoilers, so I'm gonna be vague with this. How the fuck did they not realize that was him? Like, I'm like, look, how? Yeah, I'm not gonna go any further than that. Yeah. It's like, what is wrong with you, stupid assholes?
I mean, I could try to explain it, but that would be a spoiler, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's just dumb. Other than that, I think that's about all I really watch. Still watching this City Planner Plays on YouTube. I'm going through his Clearwater County playthrough of City Skylines. It is just he's making a whole county and city skylines with this modded map someone made, and he's just going and he's storytelling as he's building the little parts of this whole place. He starts with Ashland, the town of Ashland, who's named after the Ashland family, who owns all the farms right outside the city, and who pretty much owns most of the city. It's like he's just story building as he's building this, and it's just so entertaining. It's something awesome to go to sleep to, just put that on and just like pass out to, because it's oddly entertaining, but it's also, it kind of is droll enough to kind of get you to go, okay, I'm asleep. if you know if that makes sense to you. But that's everything to me.
Well, thank you for that, sir. And thank you to everyone who did tune in live or is listening at a later date. We do appreciate it. And if you get a chance, go check out Shawn's Kickstarter, theignitioncomic.com. As we record this, it's either 6 or 7 days until completion, so make sure you go hit that up. It is also in the show notes when we post this. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And hey, we like Shawn. Let's support his projects here.
Yeah,
Get
right.
that
Yeah,
man a
it's
PS5.
just shy of 6,000. It's creeping up on its goal. It's almost there. It's 20% away.
So
If you can find, I'd send him in some crusty socks too.
as we wrap things up, a friendly reminder, we do stream this show live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, over at www.geeks.live. That is the official streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. While you're there, you can find a variety of other shows to go check out, many of which are on holiday hiatus, so keep your eyes open to see when things are returning. Before we shut things down, you guys have any final thoughts you want to share with the people?
It was my cat's birthday 2 days ago.
Thank you for
All
the
right.
follow, Panzu.
All right. Yeah, and thanks for chatting in the chat room, Panzu.
Do appreciate it. On that note, then, I guess we're going to shut things down and say that we'll see you all next week. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And we will
Bye.
see you all next week for another round of All Things Good and Nerdy and our horseshit shenanigans, as we put it.
XO1 and the rock solid Steelbox.
Yes. Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.